Hello and welcome back to the Crucible of Avarice. The Dev Plays Animite Tales Tabletop RPG. Last week, the gang tried to get to the Land of the Sunken Moon with as little drama as possible and succeeded. They went there and saw the Seryu clan leader Kozuki, had a decent night's stay and a decent morning's breakfast, only to meet the Emperor, who showed them around the place and allowed them to shop and get things to their heart's content. Eventually, they would then indulge in a lovely sparring match and some training, only to then be interrupted by an emergency. Turns out that there was a large creature that was attacking the lower locations of the southern region of the island. They went there only to find out it was a large turtle known as an island turtle. After Aldous was able to shrink it and save most of the towns and villages around the areas, Anarche placed the turtle, along with all 6 of its eggs, inside of the pocket dimension that he owned. Only for him to then be met with his brother. After a few, let's say, discussed words, his younger brother decided not to fight him until it came the time for Anarche's tournament that he seems to have an idea for, as he wishes to fight people on an arena that is currently being built on Jotun Jail Island by some of the previous prisoners there, as Anarche spent 3.5 million points to get 10 workers to work around the clock and fix up the island and turn it into a small village with a grand arena built inside of it. During this, whilst everyone was on Jotun Jail Island, Aldous decided not to, and instead he wished to go towards the village, forgetting exactly that he does not have the ability to teleport immediately there. Or does he? He instead tried to use his linking portals to make the journey, even though that he's walking it, a lot shorter. He was only able to get about 10 kilometers when he was then immediately caught with incredible exhaustion from overuse of his powers and collapsed in the middle of the road. Whilst this was happening, however, the rest of the party were having a lovely meal alongside the Emperor, and only led by the question, I wonder where Aldous is. The food has pretty much sort of settled and everyone has just finished eating. Pinky, Anarche, Fletcher and Felix are all there. However, again, the notable absence of Aldous is still met. However, the concern for him has lessened due to the recent seeings of his abilities. The concern, however, does still move to what to do next, as we come to the party.
Lovely silence.
Would anyone like to hear more turtle facts?
Yeah, sure.
Well, the turtle and the tortoise are far different from each other because the turtle itself has both ability to go on land and water, whereas the tortoise has no such equipment. If you put a tortoise into the water, it will drown.
What if you skimmed it across the water?
Well, you would have to hope it reached the other side. If not, it's going to drown.
Oh.
Though there are some mutant tortoises out there that can float, so,
Like
judge
Ninja
my
Turtles?
sight. Oh, yes.
Oh. I think that's all we need to do
turtle.
today. We've had our turtle facts. I think we can call it a
Yeah. Well, the meal was gorgeous, so we might as well.
bit. Yep.
Did you find that interesting, Pinky?
Pinky just looks at you like, yes. I guess so?
Good. So, with the meal done, shall we get back to training?
Sure, we'll go there is something I want to bring up that will probably be a main concern, I assume, after, I don't know, we deal with Fergus, I guess. Which is, winning the tournament.
Yeah. It seems to be going on surprisingly long. I thought someone would have, hit the golden hand by now.
Well, I think there's an issue with that, which is having to track down the other players.
Yeah. We are scattered throughout the lands.
So, I had an idea.
Ooh.
Once my arena is done, we'll hold a tournament. And we'll invite everyone to this tournament. All the bands, we'll spread it across as far wide as we can. And we'll try and convince people to come to this tournament to fight. Because that way, we won't have to hunt them down. And tournaments are more fun. Plus, I'm going to have to do a tournament anyway with my siblings, so, it's just kind of like... It's just kind of, hits two birds with one stone.
Yeah, it's a win-win, basically.
Yeah. But I wasn't quite sure how we could do it, because I was thinking maybe, like, team battles, and then having it, like, so you group up, with some people, and then you do one-on-one fights, and it's basically whoever clears the other team wins. But a team only fights once a day, mostly because I know there's some abilities that people have that take quite a while to come back, and it's not really fair if they're not at their peak, right? Also because they have no excuse for losing, which makes it better. So
yeah, it makes it fair if everyone's able to go all out and use all their abilities.
exactly.
I guess that does
Sorry.
make sense.
Yeah, so that's kind of my plan. I haven't really thought anything out aside from that. Mostly because I've only been thinking over this food, so...
Personally, I think it's a good idea. The Emperor's sort of just standing up whilst he's sort of like readjusting his like sort of the belt on it, sort of the sash, as he then sits back down. Yes, I think that it's a good idea. At least then it minimises the damage and the risk, instead of people attacking randoms in the middle of the street. But also it does harbour the good possibility of, well, your team still having the ability of strategy on their side.
Yeah, I think it should just make things a bit more interesting. Plus, I cannot be bothered to hunt people down, I'm going to be honest, it's way too much effort.
A competition within the competition is indeed impressive. I don't see that there is any issue with it, quite frankly. But you might need some kind of a spectacle for the bands to actually record. Because last time I checked, don't they only record if you're in danger?
Well, I did have another idea. This is more just a me thing. So I was thinking of trying to get the island in the sky.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I want like a sky island.
I second what the Emperor says.
We're gonna get it floating. We're gonna get it in the sky, and then the arena will be held in the heavens.
Fine, I'll bite. How do you expect this to happen?
You see, now that's where I'm not quite sure. However, I know some people who know some people who know some people who should be able to get it to happen. So, I'm going to go and find an incredible book, and I'm going to throw it at the council, and I'm going to make them do it for me.
So you're hoping to find some grand book to throw at a council of people? I'm very confused here.
Well, I already know where one might be is I open up a small pocket dimension, I just rummage my arm through it, not really looking, just hoping I can find it. And I pull out the map, just put it on the table.
That's a map of a country I've never seen, but that's definitely a map.
Yes. Now in this country that is kingless for many reasons, there's an old ruin here. And, of the Ongers. And I believe there might be another book and some cool artifacts. So,
I was wondering when you would go on an adventure to there.
yeah.
I see.
So, I was thinking, we could go do that, get another book, go back to the council, throw it at their faces, and be like, yo, I'll give you a book in exchange, you make my island in the sky. That seems like a fair agreement, right? You know?
Is it alright if I have a look at this map for you?
Sure.
Yes,
I can't read maps.
He opens it up. Okay, so it seems as though that this is an entire map of the island. It is obvious that they've highlighted this particular location here. But what is this grand structure in the middle here? I would like both of you to roll me either an intelligence or an insight.
You know what? Intelligence definitely seems like the one that most makes sense.
I will insight the map.
The map steps back.
The map is specifically sort of drawn in a way of which that it sort of shows towns and villages. The largest structure in the middle seems like as if that would be the castle and the capital. And RK, with your intelligence, it kind of also seems that way as well. It's like, okay, that structure seems like the main city. So that would mean that this other location that is sort of marked on this map is the location of this place. It's about the best way to put it is it's about, say, anywhere between 7 to 10 kilometers away, if this is to proper scale anyway, 7 to 10 kilometers north of the capital.
Well, the ground structure must be the castle we were at in Glandry. So, judging by the way it is from the Glandrine castle, the ruins would be in that direction.
Well, I'll make it easier looking on the World Seeker, I guess.
Yeah, I could narrow it down.
Yeah.
So you're going to go and find this now then, or are you going to leave it for something as a later departure?
I don't know, do we go on one of our wacky adventures without everyone else?
But we still have a few more people to inform about Fergus.
That's
We
true.
Get that over and done.
We have excuses. I like your way of thinking. Yeah, I say we do it.
Yeah.
Felix says that he will attempt to go and see if he can find Aldous, and that since he knows that he will gain any kind of information from 10 as soon as something goes wrong, that he's going to at least make sure that the party isn't fully split. So he's going to go and look for Aldous.
Does he want me to just send him to the village that we were at to start looking there, considering that's where he said he was going?
He says, although that it might be the best idea, he's going to start looking around here, considering it has only been like 2 hours since he departed. So, just realistically, might not have taken him that long. But you could roll me a charisma check to see if you want to sort of persuade him into doing that.
Sure. You should go in my magical portal.
Felix delightfully declines for now, and says that he'll head on out and have a look for him. If he needs you to pick him up, obviously he can contact you through the band. But it's also he's also saying, like, if we are to split up, it's probably best that one person with the band, one of the two people with bands, should go and find the other member that has currently not got one.
Yes, that is probably best.
You should give him one of your swords, just in case, if you need to get to him quickly.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Does he want Big Swartle or Swartle?
Against his better judgments, he'll take Big Swartle only because it's one of the things where it's like it also makes it look a bit more intimidating for him to have this on his back.
Right. Bigger Swartle.
So he takes Bigger Swartle.
Yeah.
Boy.
I need to get biggest Swartle, mate.
Depends on the weapon and the man. He takes the sword and heads on off. Pinky sort of just sort of saying that she'll stay with you guys and come with you to go either to this ruin or go, warn people or whatever.
Alright,
Cool.
Well, I want to go to the ruins. So the world secret it is.
Let's check up on the Historian Guild, see if they've discovered anything as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should speak to those guys. They just keep walking in and they don't seem to really question it anymore, so I assume they're just fine with it.
So,
Yeah.
you, I take it you open the portal and just head on off
Yeah.
there? Okay. You do so, and you obviously, pop out of the portal, see people sort of working on some things. Some of them sort of take note that you're here, others just get on with whatever they're doing. You can sort of tell which are the noobs and the ones that have been here for a while and seen you come and go.
They get a nice friendly wave from Fletcher.
This place is incredible. Sort of Pinky drinking in the aesthetic of the place.
Yeah,
She
well, there's
sees-
also a telescope that allows you to see space if you want to, so...
She's amazed by the entirely this whole place made out of rock and metal, infused with veins of glowing animite as it goes throughout the entirety of this facility, made by an ancient civilization. As she's sort of going around, you head off to the World Seeker, and you notice that there are some of the historians sort of chatting as they're sort of wielding it themselves.
Hello, guild people! How's it going?
Right. Yes, nicely. Can we help you?
Sorry, would it be alright if I just borrowed the World Seeker for a sec?
Right. Yes, you can.
Alright.
You're a narco, right?
Yeah.
We haven't heard much from you. We thought that something had gone wrong.
Brain processes history for a second, then remembers what happened. Oh.
Fighting! We had to fight a giant turtle.
Yeah, I had to bring this one back to life. A lot of crazy stuff happened.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I was
we
dead
just
for like 2 weeks.
we just didn't. The guild wondered that you were dead because you hadn't written to the guild about the findings on the book in a while.
Yes.
Honestly, we just haven't had time to sit. There's been a lot going on.
Acquired. Yeah, the book may have been acquired by someone else.
What?
Yeah, so, kinda went to Eden. They did not like the fact I had one of those books. And very much wanted it with their, several others that they apparently have. So, I mean...
You're telling me that out of all the times that we have been trying to get that book off you, you could not only not give it to us, but you gave it away to those of Matrata.
Gave away is a very strong word.
And
It
what
was
words
more
would you use?
bargain.
Look, it's not my job to care as much as the others, but...
I'm gonna go get another book right now. Leave me alone.
That's what you're trying to use the World Seeker for.
Yep, I slammed my hand on it and I just started using it.
They sort of back up, just sort of watching you sort of using it. You eventually get to the sort of area of Glandrine, as you see the entire place itself.
Now, if one of you again wants to send one of them with you, all I'm looking for is the book. So, if you want the temple, and anything else, feel free. But I'm going there now, so...
Well, it's not like we can stop you.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be another place of ongoing technology. It's a bit farther away than Irish City, but hey, if you want to come along.
I think we'll stay away. You guys happen to have some tendencies of breaking things and getting into fights.
True. Very true.
Well, we'll at least let you know about its location once we're finished.
Yep.
Oh, actually, you might need someone to go with you, considering you don't have any way of accessing it, do you?
I just slam willpower into it. That seems to work all the time.
Yeah, some facilities need a little bit more of the understanding of how animatology works, though, right?
I don't know. I've only been to one.
That makes a lot of sense. That's why we brought the other guy.
Yeah, where is he?
Well, he's going off and working for one of the other departments now. They found another one recently.
Oh, cool. Where was it?
We don't have to tell you everything, you know.
That is fair. Just inquiring more than anything.
Okay, well, at least the very thing that we can do, Anake, is we could go there and see if you can just... She then puts quote marks up, slam willpower into it, and if it works, it works. If not, we can always head back.
Yep.
Yeah, you got a portal directly into the Historian Guild. I'm sure they'll love you asking for another one of their members.
Oh yeah, no, they clearly love me. Alright, bye guys!
Finally, he's going. Anyway, so you open up you open up the portal, and you step on through it. As the energy whirls around you and eventually opens in front of you like a little bubble, bursting away, revealing you are currently standing in what seems to be large open ruins, crumbled by the ravages of time. Everything looks like a very pale sort of whitish yellow, as these rocks have been very obviously sun-bleached, as it looks like as if they are made out of not only just rocks and gravel, but also sandstone.
Sandstone in a swamp. They must have brought it in from somewhere else.
It's not on a swamp, but it is on the edges of where the swamplands would be. This does seem to be a more drier climate, but it does seem to be away from it. Almost like as if they've built it to sort of be out of the way of any of the swamplands.
Still begs the question where they got the sandstone.
It could be from the island, or it could just be imported. I mean, if they had a teleporter, you know.
Yeah, it was the Encore, so...
Yeah.
This place is incredible. You said this was another island?
Glandrine.
Yeah.
I've only ever heard about a few different places, like Irish City and Garrison, obviously Eden. I've heard of Emjanalinia. I've never heard of... What did you call this place again?
Glandrine. This is actually the home island of my master. God, I miss her.
So that means that I've currently been to the land of the sunken moon. Technically, I've been somewhere outside of Irish City. And now I've been to Glandrine. Oh, well, then only a matter of a couple of days.
Getting your adventuring boots quite muddy with all the places you're going.
I'll try to keep them clean. She sort of walks away, not really realizing that you were sort of more talking metaphorically.
There. Alright.
You begin venturing off and having a look around. There is a large sort of tower that sort of goes up because, like, due to stairs and all sorts of other sort of things around you. I'm going to ask the two of you to roll me investigation.
Dude. And boop.
We got this.
22.
30.
Hey, pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so as the two of you are sort of looking around, you notice obviously the tower, sort of going around, and you eventually notice like a sort of pillars and almost like a stone framing that's circular that has just sort of been broken into pieces. Sort of, you notice that it's a very large sort of circular sort of area that has all sorts of interesting carvings into it. It looks very purposeful, but there's just nothing inside of it. The circle itself has a diameter of around about 5 meters, maybe 6. But the thing inside of it is just a sort of a platform, exactly the same height as the rest of the floor. There's, it doesn't dip or anything, and it looks like as if there are separate segmented circles around each other. Again, sort of engraved into the ground.
I wish to go up and inspect closer.
You look at it, as I said, it does look as I advertised. Again, there are a lot of carvings and engravings in this stone, and even though that it has been relatively, eroded and corroded from time, it does still seem to be, very well, chiseled, despite the fact that it, has been so long.
Wonder what this could have been.
Or what is it? Ooh.
It's not like the pillars, so...
But it's on the inside of these pillars, but there's no roof.
Always curious what the Angor's kind of design sense was.
As you sort of looking at it, Fletcher, you sort of stand back up and you suddenly notice a bit of a strange sort of shine, something reflecting light into your eyes. As you look down, it was almost as if the light itself was some kind of gem that was inside of sort of the circular crevice, underneath these large discs.
Ooh, what's this? Can I pick it up?
You cannot, as it's something that's shining on the inside of this sort of, again, this crevice, this small sort of gap. It's thinner than your actual fingers themselves.
If my video game instincts are telling me anything, these patterns aren't just for show.
Ooh. There almost appears to be a little gemstone inside this.
Roll me a perception, the both of you. Or investigation.
I mean, I guess I'll roll perception, because I'm just being told to look at this thing, so...
Okay.
I shall investigate! Ooh!
That's right.
You start looking at it carefully, and you notice that it isn't a gemstone, but what it is inside of this crevice. As you sort of start tilting your head, you notice that a perfect circle, buried in between these two plates of rock, is a circle of what seems to be animite, running all the way around. You then notice, when you sort of stand back up, that the outer circles of this large sort of disc also has, in between this crevice, another disc or ring of animite as well.
Oh! I think I found something. It's animite.
Oh, so it's a part of the mechanism. Probably,
Yeah.
I guess. Alright, well, I got a whack idea. Joe, I'm gonna put my hand on the pillar, and I want to see if I can more or less use the willpower, not into the pillar, but more into, the carvings in it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Using it as, almost a river for my willpower, so that possibly that is what will activate the mechanisms underneath.
Fair enough. As you press your hand against one of these and you use your will, infusing and instantiating your will into it, you then notice a sort of like a weird clunk beneath your feet, as then the animite begins to glow. These two circles, one on the inside, one on the outside, as then you begin dropping. Not quickly, just slowly, as you hear the rocks grinding against each other as you are now being lowered through into the ground, as this seems to be some kind of ancient elevator.
Well, let's hope we didn't have to ring the doorbell first.
I think... Well, I mean, there's probably... If there's anything like the last time, the only person there will be a sleeping orb, so...
This place is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, at least you'll get another orb companion.
For a time.
Before you, bargain it off to the, council.
Yeah.
You know, those things are supposed to be incredibly valuable. Do you think we should be giving away one of these 20 books to the people that kind of don't really treat power very well? Especially considering they have certain prejudices against a certain type of race?
All of them, though. I mean, yeah, you're right. Generally, they all seem like most of them self-up arseholes. But I don't really know enough about their culture to, like, call all of them arseholes, so...
Well, from what I've seen, I can greatly say, yeah, they're assholes.
Well...
I'm just saying, I've seen what they're capable of and see what they do, especially to my kind, so... I'm not going to question your judgment just yet, but do be cautious.
Maybe you're right. Maybe we should at least understand what this book is, if there is a book here, before we hand it over.
True.
Okay. She begins to go quiet as she still looks around. Eventually, the sunlight becomes less and less apparent as the light around you becomes dimmer and dimmer, until the only thing that is lighting your way is now the leftover light from the top, and now the more incandescent pink rings around this elevator. As you then suddenly feel this massive burst of air hit you, as you've noticed that you're now no longer being brought down where you are covered in pure, thick, rocky walls, but you're now in open air. It lights the place up, but very slowly, as you notice that the entire location that you are in is an underground either cavern or some kind of room. As you begin sort of like still going down slowly, what happens is Pinky looks over the edge and then sort of freaks out and screams.
Oh.
What's going on?
What's up?
She backs up and sort of like walks back more into the middle of this elevator, still without a word.
Okay.
I'll just go and have a look.
As you look down, you notice something is kind of interesting about this platform. The platform isn't a large, tall pillar that is an elevator. It's actually a slightly thinnish disc that you are perfectly standing on, that is levitating you down gently, without any extra movements. Even though that the weight has shifted, it does not feel as such. It feels like you have been basically standing on a solid pillar that has just been lowering, but instead, no, it is a disc that is floating in midair, lowering itself down, with seemingly nothing holding it.
That's pretty neat.
I wasn't aware that the Argos could perform technological feats like this. They were able to do just this? What else can they do?
Create portals that can go anywhere in the universe. Okay, well technically the outside of the planet is apparently random if you get to the location or not, but...
I guess I just got used to portals. I just never thought that... But I heard that the ongoers disappeared 2,000 years ago. If that's the case, then these guys had these abilities before superpowers became a thing.
Yeah, they'd probably be more advanced than my civilization, which is why I still find it odd that they've all just disappeared. But
Yeah.
I know messing with things, from what I remember from my small time of paying attention to history, can lead to some very messy things. So sometimes you're not so lucky when it comes to those.
You eventually get lowered to the ground. The plates lock in place, and you hear some strange sort of whirling noises, and then suddenly an instant locking noise. As soon as that locking noise happens, the light from the rings burst all the way through a bundle of different animatological veins throughout this entire building, lighting up all of the ground, and then it hits what seem to be the edges of the entirety of this room, going up all of the walls simultaneously, and then going and hitting the top parts of the walls to the ceiling until it gets to the circle that once was where you came from. The entire place now lit up in pink light. You see this place for what it is, a large room with multiple corridors leading all over the place. This is entirely made of stone and animite, but even more curious, more than anything else, is not only how much and how did they get this much animite, but also how they could have built this seemingly hundreds and hundreds of meters, if not a couple of kilometers down beneath the ground. One other thing sticks in your mind, which is how empty this place seems.
Untouched by time.
I heard that animite wasn't this much of a resource. How the hell were they able to get this much?
That's one of the great mysteries, Pinky. As well as where they went.
No, this doesn't seem right. We were told that the most amount of animite that has ever been found in the world was in the great city of Matrata. But before then, there was the large chunk that was found buried underneath Garrison. It was the size of a small people carrier. Yet these guys were able to make facilities? Giant buildings? I mean, this entire place alone must be, what, 200-300 meters in diameter?
I mean, yeah, it's insanely impressive. Although I have to be honest, I don't exactly just believe the words of governments when it comes to these sort of things. Considering a lot of the time, in civilizations like this, governments tend to lie to each other a lot. So if there is more animite, they're probably keeping it secret from each other, considering how powerful of a resource it is. And so those may be the biggest chunks, but there's definitely more.
I mean,
especially in a universe like this.
Tinfoil hat of disbelief of the government is one thing, but seriously, these discoveries were found by actual archaeologists. The fact that these would even be never considered to be found. For over 2,000 years, this facility hasn't been wielded or used, but yet this entire civilization was able to find enough animite to make a huge building like this.
I'm sure they had processes to make animite go longer than the amount they had. They were very in-depth with what they could do, with
She sort
willpower
of
and all.
gets down on her knees and sort of looks at some of these sort of, like, what look to be roots of pure pink light. I mean, the fact of the law of the universe is that no one has ever been able to create physical chunks of animite. It's the fact that nobody truly knows.
Why would you create it when you could just take it?
But that's a thing. It's supposed to be an incredibly rare material, so there's got to be some kind of trick to it.
Pinky, when there's an entire universe, not only a universe, but a multiverse, I can assure you, things that are considered rare like this Very much not so. And if I was a smart civilization who had the ability of this sort of technology, well, I would just take it from other people.
She then touches the light, and it burns her finger very quickly.
Well, it's the real deal then, if it hurts.
No,
I was thinking.
it's not just animite. This is drawing power from something. Because if that was animite, that would have hurt a lot more. It's small dust that's channeling some kind of light. It's just that when the disc was connected to it, it turned it on. Like it was allowing the light to flow through again.
So we're not looking at synthetic animite then.
No. I don't think that would be possible, even for these people, I'm going to be honest with you. Well, I enjoy this questioning and all. But if there is an orb to be here, they would explain all of this.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Right.
we should be going.
Well, I'm curious about these questions, though, so if any has any interesting ones, bring them up. Otherwise, we'll probably be walking in silence all this time.
Actually, there's been something I've been wanting to check out, if you don't mind me using your band temporarily.
What exactly, if you don't mind being curious?
There was a guy I was talking to back in the Husconian land. He was going to do a good fight with an ice guy. I kind of want to check out to see what the battle was like. I was meant to join them, but I kind of died.
What was
you don't mind.
Yodonze? Was that it?
Yeah. And then, well, Fletcher will explain also the fire guy's name.
Fair.
Nark is just thinking in his mind, good thing I don't have to spell this on the bands. I guess he will look up Yodonze.
As you're about to do
Because-
so, and the two of you begin walking, you notice some kind of weird, horrible noise as the platform behind you clunks and begins flowing back upwards. This time a little quicker, but still noticeably slow, as it begins flowing back upwards all the way until it is gone.
Oh no, our ride out of here. Whatever shall we do?
I'm assuming that we
Oh.
just call it back, similar to the last ones. Look, there are similar pillars here. We should be able to be fine.
I was more thinking.
You were thinking...
With portals.
Oh,
Oh yeah, true. And if all else fails, I can just phase us through the ground back up.
That's true. Yeah. Why use the technology of some ancient powerful civilization when we could just skip all of that?
Yeah, we don't want to wear it out.
Yeah.
fair. Well, there's 3 different hallways to go down. The middle, the left, or the right.
Now, the fun idea would be we split up. I assume people don't want to do that.
I mean,
we sounds
can.
like fun.
we don't really know what's going to be in here, but I guess we could.
Alright, well. I back the
Right,
middle
right.
hallway.
Hey,
Alright, you got the left, have fun, Piggy.
take care.
She,
Scream if you need us.
she heads off. She heads off into the direction of hers, and the two of you head off in your directions. As you go through into your hallways, I'm going to say the two of you roll me move speed.
Ah, yes, move speed.
Maps bed.
Hey, we we're moving.
Yeah, we're just strolling, you know.
Take in the ruins.
Yeah.
Okay, who got higher? Sorry, I'm
Me.
just looking at this. Okay, so Anarche, we come to you.
Yeah.
As you are currently walking around, you're sort of strolling. You notice that as you walk up to the frame of this hallway, the animatological light then bursts through and begins like shining through the hallway as you can now continue walking.
Oh, nice. Free lighting.
You continue going for a while. It feels like you're walking for about 2-3 minutes, and you finally come to sort of what looks to be a very large room with all sorts of different kinds of like gigantic chunks of metal and rock sort of balanced precariously on top of each other. It looks like the dumbest art projects ever.
I like it.
As you're walking around, you notice that they are balanced incredibly precariously, as some of them look like as if they would be impossible to be able to stand up, and yet they are balancing perfectly upon each other.
Anarchy just says out loud, messing with physics, I guess that makes sense.
You continue walking through, and again it begins lighting up this place more and more, and you just notice more and more of these really weird sculptures and statues that are looking more and more weird each time. Like, okay, fair enough, this looks like physics sort of experiments of like how well you can balance rocks and metals on top of each other. You keep going until eventually you sort of get to the end of the area, where there is just a very large sort of what seemed to be wooden door stood in front of you.
Alright, time to see if it's unlocked, as I will go to open it.
It seems to not have any locks on it. All you do is just sort of hold and click it open and push the doors forward. Again, the light creeps in and opens up into this large room where there is a large amount of different chunks of animite, again, still next to things on boards and desks and things, similar back to the library in the original observatorium that you were in.
Okay, and now, well, I was a guessing boy. I'd say the orbs in this room like last time. Let's have a look.
Roll me investigation.
Oh boy. $19.
You're having a look around and you see all sorts of different things. Chests, you see books, you see chunks of animite, weird looking tools that you've never seen before in your life. Books and notes written in a language that you cannot read. All sorts. But you do not necessarily find any kind of orbs lying around.
Well, I guess I better check these chests. Have a look.
Most of them are made out of metal wrapped in... most of them are made out of wood wrapped in certain, bindings of metal. You're able to open them as the metal is mostly decorative. You find in them, again, just more different types of books, scrolls, writing equipment, all sorts of things. Again, more chunks of animite. In the first one, you open up the next one, and again you sort of see the same things, writings in another language that you don't know, all sorts of different sort of like weird schematics and stuff like that, and again just nothing really of that much obviousness. And finally there is one last chest. This chest, however, is actually built with more metal and actually animatology on it.
Anarche will put his hand on it and see about infusing some willpower into it, see what happens.
Roll for it.
Why understand what's going to happen when you can just find out?
Yeah, that's a okay enough roll. So you activate it, the lock and other mechanisms around it sort of unbind as it begins to open up in it doesn't open up like a normal chest where it just the lid opens, or it opens in 4 separate segments, as the top lid of it actually opens up, separating all from away from each other, and then immediately like sliding backwards and becoming more of the sort of outer workings of it. As you're looking at this, there is that sort of almost question of why exactly is it built not to just have a lid and just unlock like normal people. But as it opens up, you see 3 items inside of this. The first one seems to be some kind of weird sort of dagger looking thing, but it's actually made almost looking like as if it's got like chunks missing out of it purposefully, like a key. It seems to be made out of some kind of material similar to iron, with a perfect little pommel dressing made out of a perfect sphere of animite. The dagger is perfect in your hand as you hold it, but again, it just looks like a dagger that's also some kind of key. The other particular object in there is seemingly what seems to be some kind of strange chunk of metal that you can put your hands in, that you can put your fingers into. But that's about it. You don't really know what it does yet. And the last thing is, shock horror, an orb.
Oh. Now this is why you go down the middle hallway. I have understood you ongoers. Now. Actually, that's convenient. No one's here. They won't see what I'm about to do. As I will touch the orb. And just skipping all the pretenses, I will use my level 10 ability under Spirit.
Okay.
Which I don't actually know if it's a 10 or not, so I'm going to have to double check with you. I think it's a 10, but I could be wrong, so I'm going to double check, because it is a master thing. I can just actually check here. On notebooks, it will be a lot quicker. Should have brought up my character sheet. That's my bad.
Bye.
I believe it is a 10, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. You instill your will into this thing, and immediately sort of like you infuse your will into this, and then you sort of like feel the energy swirling within it as it sort of like sounds like a storm. You notice on the orb, on the surface, all of your memories and thoughts and experiences are like flashing on it like an image, and then suddenly you just hear whoa, as then you sort of like pulsed a little bit off of its hand. It then begins floating up, and again the markings all over it and different symbols and languages just start showing up until eventually you notice a language that you do recognize, and then suddenly it shuts off and the orb has an intense light shining off of it, again looking like the actual iris on an eyeball, as it then centers onto you and looks at you. My goodness. Welcome. My name is... Well, my designation is Gamma Omega.
Oh. Well, nice to meet you. GM. Can I call you GM?
Correct. You may call me that. This
Cool.
installation currently holds no ongoers in the premise. You must be a trespasser. However, you were able to activate me through the means of animatological manipulation of willpower, which means that you must be, to some degree, an ongoer. You have no memories of my creators, which must mean that you must be of a late descendant. How long have they been gone from this facility?
How long has it said they've been gone for? Have I ever actually known
Pink
that?
literally said that they've been gone for 2,000 years, but you don't know how long they've been gone from this facility.
I don't know specifically this facility, but roughly in the world, they've been gone for about 2,000 years, and Unless some really wacky stuff happened, I'm pretty sure I'm not a descendant, considering I come from another universe.
My goodness. My creators, they have been removed from... No. They must have been killed by the other humans who never understood them. In your mind, I never saw anything of the sort. So you are not an enemy of this location. However, you should not be here. Without the proper training and information, there are certain things beyond your comprehension, I'm afraid, human.
Well, good thing you're here to enlighten me then. So...
Educating your kind would probably be the fastest way to make sure that you leave this location safely. Very well. As Gamma Omega, I will indeed help you.
Cool. So I noticed you're messing... Well, they messed with physics in here. They have a... Was one of the creators of those tomes here?
One of the authors, known as the Ongoers authors of the Animite Tales. Correct, they were in fact here. As a matter of fact, in this facility, Oh. You have already unlocked my lower levels of protocol. I cannot lie to you now.
Yeah, you're not the first one I ran into.
You have seen another. Gamma Beta. Designation, the Observatory.
Yeah, he's pretty chill.
Why do I have your memories? I do not remember scanning you.
That's about the technique I used. It's the only way I actually know how to break past the requirement of your locking protocol, so...
Very well. Nevertheless, we should make sure that those of your team are not in any danger, as this facility is filled with many. The security protocol will now be online now that you have activated me.
Uh-oh.
Wow. That'll certainly be an interesting adventure. So
The only way that you are able to shut it down is if you can prove yourself as an ongoer. However, I'm afraid in this particular location of this facility, I am not able to shut it down myself. The only way that you can do it is if you get to the other locations.
Okay, which corridor do I go down? Like the three that you come down? Which one
I'm afraid there is not just one. But you will need that device that you're currently holding in your hand.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Originally, the security protocol would not be activated unless if certain measurements were in place. However, the final emergency protocol was if the orb, myself, was disturbed, then this place would immediately activate the sentries built within inside of this location.
The what?
Right. So, one of my friends here is not exactly as strong as me, so I should probably go to them first, just to collect them.
The mutant. Of course.
Yes, that one.
You will need that particular device within your current right hand. Immediately pointing to the thing that has the 5 finger holes in it, the chunk of metal.
Alright, so how exactly does this work?
The device must be placed upon a certain console. Once that happens, you must infuse it with your own will. It'll then activate a certain mechanism that will stop the security protocol.
Sounds good. Alright. To the mutant first, and then we'll go into the console.
Very well. As we now come to Fletcher. Fletcher, you began walking, and again the same thing happened with you. As soon as you took a step into the darkened corridor, immediately lit up with all the incredible lights. You began walking through for a while until eventually you got into a very large corridor, which opened up into a massive room, showing again very strangely, peculiarly placed physics puzzles and strange-looking giant sculptures and statues made out of just chunks of rocks and metals.
Amazing. This is what they did in their spare time. Scientists and artists.
You continue sort of going through for a while until you again also see a very large door made of wood.
What? Wood? How? It's on-gore technology. Who knows? So I wonder what type of wood.
Do you begin opening the doors?
Yes.
As you open the doors, you see a very large room. This looks like a set of 5 little mini hallways. However, when you get closer and the lights open up, there are actually 5 rooms. Each of those rooms are bathrooms, kitchens, showers, and sleeping quarters. But then there is one other that takes you into another room. One that looks to be one fit for more purpose.
What purpose?
As you go into it, you see what it is. It seems to be a large sort of study room, fit with, again, more books and desks, but also it seems to have a interesting sort of workbench, and further back, something that has something that would allow them to seemingly sculpt and build.
Well, looks like I didn't choose the right way. But, hey, this is pretty interesting.
As you continue to look through it, roll me an investigation check.
$16.
You find a strange-looking core, what seems to be an animite orb, but it seems to be giving off a strange set of fluctuating, arcing electricity.
I'm guessing it looks just like the other orb that we have seen.
It looks smaller. Instead of them being about the size of an adult-grown human's head, this one looks about to be half the size of it. It doesn't seem to have any kind of knowledge that you're there, but it's in fact floating just above what seems to be a tiny little pillar, to sort of prove that it is in fact floating.
What would a Nargay do with this? Oh, I know. I immediately try and put willpower through it.
Okay, so are you going to activate willpower and touch it, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Roll for it. Roll willpower.
Rolling the will!
Okay.
11.
So you infuse your hand with willpower and go to touch it. I'm going to have to ask you to roll me a Constitution with disadvantage, please.
Oh boy!
Second question, which hand is this?
Probably his dominant, which would be his right.
Okay.
10.
Yeah, no, you needed a 20 for this.
Fuck!
And I'm being generous with the 20. I should have said 25, but no, it's 20. You go to touch this, and you do infuse your hand with willpower. A little bit of the lightning sort of arcs just next to your hand. It's like, okay, touch. As your fingers touch this orb, your hand just immediately goes backwards, and you begin having it that your hand bursts and begins going inside out. As your hand is now broken and the flesh is on the outside, the skin is on the inside, and the bones are cracking and going into horrible subcutaneous flesh that should not be on the outside, it should be on the inside, and now it's just becoming mush that is on the end of your wrist. You are in an incredible amount of pain, writhing on the floor.
Good idea.
As we now come
Can
to...
I get up?
As we now come to Pinky. Pinky is going through the hallway and she is sort of following along down this place, and she gets into a room similar to the same thing. Again, all of these strange sculptures. Sort of makes note of this. And as she begins going around, she eventually gets to, again, another wooden doored room and goes into it. Only to see some things that are very large, and it's a huge building with all sorts of strange sort of contraptions sort of sticking out and so on and so forth. She's not entirely too sure as to what exactly this is, and she goes up to the main sort of area, which looks to be another similar sort of chest. The chest actually seems to be some kind of large plinth, and she sort of leans over and looks at it. As she's about to touch it, she is immediately warned not to do that by someone behind her. Enter Bill, your character. What does your character physically look like right now?
It's pretty scrawny at the minute. Probably like 5'3", just in some sort of... Well, how bright is it?
It is bright enough to be a well-lit room.
Okay, so his skin's darker, but it looks kind of faded, a bit grey. Like, he doesn't look particularly healthy. He's about 5'3", scrawny. He doesn't have a shirt on. He's just got these, like, kind of baggy grey, like, cargo pants on. And sort of work boots.
She then turns to notify the remark that you said about sort of warning her not to touch this. As she then asks, first of all, who are you? Second of all, why?
Who am I? Well, I'm just a stranger in a foreign land.
She then places her hand alongside her holster, which has currently got a revolver inside of it.
I guess I slightly... I don't know. Because we're pretty close together already, right?
You're about 5 meters away from her, but yeah, you're standing in the doorway.
Okay. I'll look over at the holster and be like, well, there's no need for that. I'm Steve. Well, call me Stan, actually.
Okay. Well, Steve or Stan, you'll have to forgive me. My partners and I have recently run into some people who are hunting us down. And you just so happened to enter a location that we were assuming that no one else would know of us going to. You got here pretty quickly. Especially if you state that this is a foreign land to you.
Oh, well, I know how to get around pretty quickly.
Again, that doesn't really help me know exactly why you're here, and why you even told me to stop before I touched that thing.
Well, it doesn't look like you know what you're doing.
Okay, fair. You're right. But you... Look, I'm asking the questions. Why are you following us? Why did you come here?
I'm not following you. I just came here because I have an interest in animatology.
Okay, that's another fair argument. But you wouldn't be here to start any trouble with any of me or my companions, would you?
I'm not looking to start trouble anywhere.
Roll me a... Is this a deceit roll or is this a persuasion roll?
I'll go persuasion, I guess.
Okay.
Just having a chill time.
You say it with the most creepy little way ever. Like, I'm not here to hurt anyone. I swear. Like looking almost like comedically evil, like cartoonishly evil. Even if that's not how you're trying to come off, that's now how you look. She then pulls out her gun and points it towards you. won't mind then, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to feel a lot safer keeping my gun pointed at you.
Can I? Kind of analyze that gun, like just look at it.
Yeah, you can roll me, I guess, intelligence or weapon knowledge or gunsmith.
Roll guns.
Fair.
Gunsmith.
25. Okay. What exactly are you trying to find out from this?
The kind of quality of the gun, is that an unusual looking? Does it look custom made?
It looks like a custom made 6-shooting revolver. It does look well made, but it's also looking very well decorated. Based on the way that she's holding it, she does seem to be relatively proficient with it, but there's also a lot of hesitation within her form. But that pistol does look very well made and balanced.
I see. What material does it look like it's made of?
In this light, it's kind of a bit weird, because it could be made out of steel, but it could be made out of anything else. Again, like, most of the lighting is a bit pinkish, so
Okay.
it's sort of not... You're not getting the greatest accurate sort of, like, judgment of what it is, but I will say that it doesn't look to be a high or heavy caliber gun. It looks more like as if this is a dex-based pistol, which means that she's probably not... She's probably used to the kickback of it, but it doesn't look like as if she would require super strength to wield it.
Yeah, okay. Do you mind if I walk a bit closer? I'd rather not stand in the doorway all day.
And I'd rather not that you get any closer in case if you're trying to kill me or my friends.
How would I kill you? I don't exactly look very dangerous, do I?
You never know. You could be a lot more dangerous than you lead on.
Well, I see it. You're harmed and I'm not.
As you suddenly hear this very large sort of shake, as you sort of like feel the entire place sort of like shake around you, you feel this awful sort of noise and a pulse of greater light comes through this place. As you do so, roll me a perception check. Stan. Stan.
Oh,
He's the man.
he's a person for sure.
What are these weird rolls? You don't notice anything. However, Pinky does look very concerned about something that is behind you.
Something wrong?
As we now return back to Anarche. Anarche, you've begun sort of like walking out of this room with the orb in tow as it's following you. As you begin running, you then start noticing all of these weird art projects begin to move.
Your security system doesn't just so happen to be these things, does it?
Affirmative. That is a very good eye. These are the sentries. They're specifically designed to be able to make sure that they are defying a certain set of laws of the normal forms of physics. They wield certain levels of cores that control the very fabrics of gravity and forces, as well as magnetism. These things are very well designed by my masters.
Cool. And they'll attack everyone at the moment?
Currently, they are set to a certain type of mode and one immediately just like begins moving to look like an arm as it then tries to throw its arm down onto you, like made of what seems to be looking like a very solid bar of giant gold as it seems to try and attack you. How would you like to react?
Oh boy. This may seem like an odd one. Would I be able to coat my body in energy and essentially use that to move myself out of the way, if that makes sense?
What sort of like like a bubble and sort of. Do you have like a reactive like? Do you have the blast away ability, like the ability to like?
I believe I either do or I think I do. But I'm going to double check. So I either got rid of it or I got rid of the usage star, and I don't remember which one it was. Yes, I do have the defensive star.
Okay, yeah, you can use the defensive star then. Yeah.
Cool.
As it tries to like lumber its arm down, it immediately crashes into the ground as you only just sort of dodge it using your.
I'm going to use it to use the full distance, which I believe is my range. So
you sort of bolt off to sort of the sides and sort of like you go through like past a couple of the arms of the others, and now you're sort of in the middle of a load of these creatures. Now I want to point out their sizes are anywhere between the same size of you, like a category 2, or all the way up to a category 8. These things are massive.
Alright, I think we're going to skip the other part. Where is this control center thing? I think that might just be quicker to go to that one now I think about it.
The control center is still within the location of the mutant. It is the only way that you can deactivate the sentries.
Oh boy. Alright. Now what's the quickest way to get there?
Well, just go straight forward.
Seems to be a common theme with these orbs. They're fucking sarcastic.
Yeah, I'm imprinting my sass into them. Maybe that's why.
How about you just do your job?
Yeah.
I'll do mine.
I don't need your sass orb, and I do not need your humanity.
I feel like I need to create like mini Swartles for everyone, so I can just go to everyone at this point. This is so annoying.
Eggles.
Alright, yeah, they'll just be like tiny daggers. The mini Swartles. Alright, I guess.
Sword.
I'm going to use my energy to move myself, because I assume that'll probably be faster and more efficient, so...
Fair enough. Roll SP.
Oh boy. $32.
As you sort of use your energy blast to sort of like blast yourself forwards, you notice that a few of these things. I'm not even going to bother rolling because the highest things that these can get is like 30 anyway. But like as they're like just trying to swing at you with their giant sort of rocky arms and metallic arms and stuff, you sort of just keep going and you just keep going. You get out of the room and you go forward through into the hallway, and you're now back at just outside of the hallway's sort of entrance, as you are now stood into the point near the 3 corridors.
Alright, I go down the one Pinky went down, just to the left.
Fair enough. As we now come back to Fletcher. Fletcher, you are in deep pain with your hand that has just been turned inside out.
Right hand fucked.
Right hand just mush on the end of your thing. But I want to point out, it's still intact. Like, it hasn't fallen apart. I mean, blood is currently gushing down it, but it isn't completely, like, it's basically just, as I said, it's mush, but it's still held together by some weird way.
Could I look for like some sort of clothing or cloth to wrap my hand in?
Roll investigation. You do indeed.
Okay, I use that to try and staunch whatever bleeding there may be.
Yeah, fair enough. You do so, and you sort of wrap it around. You sort of tie it with like just one arm and your teeth, just sort of tie it together, and you've now just got this bandaged up, like cloth wrap to staunch the bleeding, which it begins sort of soaking the blood pretty quickly. But yeah, your hand is still in an incredible amount of pain.
Yeah, not one of my smartest ideas. Oh well, better move on. I'll check the other rooms.
As you walk out of that room, you notice the shake as well. As you're about to walk out of the room that you're in, you notice a big pulse and shake as you sort of like go to one knee for a second.
Oh, what now?
As you get back up and you go through the doorway, you then start noticing some very strange noises coming from the main room that you came from, like only a few minutes prior.
Kind of sounds.
Large chunks of the building maybe like moving or breaking apart or falling down.
Oh, that really doesn't sound good. I'm assuming it's don't be danger, and I'm going to go for Spirit Warrior.
Okay.
Natural 20! It
Natural
works!
20, nice.
And I go to investigate.
As you go to investigate, you get there, and again, all of these things, these weird physic puzzle things, have now just seemingly come to life to look like relatively rough, like messed up humanoid-ish shapes with giant chunks of rock and metal making up its legs and arms. They seem to have weird glowing cores that sort of arc lightning throughout the rest of their bodies. They all begin turning to sort of look almost like as if they're looking in your direction. It's hard to tell, because not many of them have anything that would semble a head.
This is my fault. Well, there's only one way out of this room. As, he pulls out one of his staffs.
Very well, and what would you like to do?
Wait, question. You know how I can make the staffs are completely blood transfused to me? Can I make them stick to me no matter what realm I'm in?
What do you mean by stick to you?
Can I know the right hand is absolutely mangled right now, but could I like put one into my arm and keep it held there?
You know what? Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay, well then I do that, and then I pull like the other one. It's like I'm still able to attack with both.
Fair enough.
And I go to phase cut one of the cores.
Okay. Roll to attack.
You succeed.
I do indeed. As you go to sort of jump towards it to hit the core, its arm comes up and it hits into you. Now the crazy thing is that like for some weird reason, this as you try to attack it, its arm clashes with both of your weapons, which is weird because again you're using phase cutter. As its arm slams you down back into the ground and crushes you, dealing damage, which the damage is 18 points of damage, which for some reason your body takes.
I should have expected this. Adam, it's probably some sort of willpower. Well, no point giving up.
So you have taken 18 points of damage. There we go. As it now comes back to Stan and the gang. Stan and Pinky. Pinky has noticed something and immediately tells you to turn around. As you do so, you see the giant room filled with all of the weird physics art come to life in the exact same way as I have described prior.
I see.
Did you do something?
Should we move?
Surely they can't get in here, right? I mean, even the smallest one looks like as if it's too big to get in.
I think we should probably move. Maybe they won't see us.
Where are we going to run to?
Where can we go?
Maybe we should just stay in this room.
Have you ever heard that movement is life?
What are you trying to get at?
Well, if something is completely still, perhaps it's as good as dead.
One of the creatures begins turning to almost look as if it's looking right into the sort of doorway. That thing seems very much alive to me.
What I'm saying, we stay here without moving, then we might end up dead.
In other words, you want us to run?
We don't have to run. Something else.
Look, if you've got a plan to get us out of here without us dying, I'll hear it.
Well, I don't really have much of a plan. I just thought we should move.
Its arms begin raising up, and then you start seeing like the rocks crumbling open to reveal a pure white and pink covered energy orb as it begins whirring up. I would like Bill for you to come up with some kind of reaction to this, as it seems as though it's about to charge some kind of projectile.
What's the kind of layout of the room with this thing?
Oh, what? The creature, so the room that the creature is in?
Yeah, like if it's shooting us from there, surely that if we just moved up the way, it wouldn't be able to see us.
Yeah, literally, like if you moved out of the way of the door frame, it wouldn't be able to see you.
Why don't we just move?
Roll me evasion or acrobatics. Or something that sembles that.
I could. Yeah, sure, this will be funny.
Okay, what are you rolling?
Just roll. Well, I'll just roll acrobatics, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
1 point difference. That is insane. As this thing like wells up and then immediately fires this beam. I'll see if Pinky can do anything in this situation. As it's about to fire this beam, it's sort of about to, and you just hear a gunshot. As it does so, it gets shot into this core and explodes. All of the chunks just go out all into all sorts of different directions. and you sort of like stumble a bit and sort of like finally get back behind the door frame.
Almost lost composure for a second there.
Well, speak for yourself. I guess I'm not too bad after all. She starts spinning the revolver on one finger. Yeah, that's all it took. That's all I need, right?
So how many more of those things are there behind the one that was just destroyed?
Plenty, let's put it that way.
Okay.
It looks like as if, like, we just need to shoot these cores and then they'll just go down for good. Like me shooting another one right now. And then, as she's about to do so, she pulls the trigger and you just hear an empty clink. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to reload this yesterday.
I'm not really ready to fight right now. Perhaps I should move out of the way.
I mean, you're already out of the line of sight. Uh-oh, a few more are coming. She then immediately sort of like goes behind the other part of the doorway, as you just see a very big sort of almost like pink searchlight, as you hear like this whirring noise. The thing, you just feel this presence near the doorway. The two of you sort of lock eyes either side of the frame. Don't
This is fun.
move a muscle. As we now come back to Anarche. Anarche, you're just outside of the hallway that Pinky went through, so you're now sort of like going that way.
Yep.
The orb is basically saying, there are two possibilities as to why this facility is suddenly attacking you. The first one is, of course, that it recognizes you as an intruder, either because of, well, lifting my inner locks, and the other possibility is someone touched the power generation orb.
Naka just thinks, well, if it wasn't me, and she doesn't have willpower.
The only thing is that the orb itself is not only the very core for this facility, but also the core is very dangerous. It was programmed with incredible understanding of physics. If it was to be disturbed, whoever was to touch it would be in incredible danger to their own life.
That's... which corridor is that in?
The opposite corridor to the one that we are currently going down.
Oh, that would be Fletcher then.
Whoever this Fletcher is has either possibly already died, or has caused an incredible panic amongst the sentries. We must make sure that the orb is not disturbed.
I don't die again, I just brought him back to life. I don't want to have to do it again.
We must make sure that the orb is not disturbed. Do you understand me?
Yes, I understand.
Good. Now, once we have shut down the security systems, the sentries can go back to sleep.
Alright. As I keep moving, I'll try and get to this control room.
You eventually get to the large room where there are a large amount of these sentries, but they all seem to be staring away from you. They seem to be looking towards the room that would be on the other side of them. There has to be...
How far away is the room?
You're not too sure, only because a lot of these things are in the way of your own field of view. But since you are, I'm assuming, in your...
I am in my transformation, yes.
You do, in fact, sense two life forces about no more than 50 meters away.
Can I see into the room at all? Like, even the gap?
Not in between them, no, sadly not.
Darn. Alright. Well, that's going to make things harder.
Indeed. They are currently focused on something else. This is quite troubling. If they are in the way, you'll have to either fight them or hope that they will leave you alone long enough for you to deactivate them.
Well, okay, Joe, how close could I get to the door?
30 meters at best. Because
Okay,
they are
and then they
all-
block the rest. Yeah.
You could potentially anything else. It would have to be potentially like certain roles that would be based on movement. So like potentially SP, but it would be at disadvantage considering how many of them there are.
Yeah. Alright. If these things if their cores are destroyed, they can't come back, right?
Currently, you're thinking in a military perspective. I would recommend that you don't destroy them.
Alright, I'll take your advice.
However, the cores are the main functions of power. You must destroy them if you wish to rid of them, but I would assume that you would not wish to do so, as to make sure as to not harm the security system in case of later intruders.
Yeah, probably for the best. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make about I guess close to like 30 meters away from them. I'm gonna make like an energy clone version of myself.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put it to one of the sides, so hopefully when it appears it like, makes them look in that direction. If that makes sense.
Okay.
But away from me.
Roll SP.
Cool. Light bird appears in the corner of the room.
Okay, I shall do a D100. You definitely create this light bird, but to put it into this sort of frame, it doesn't seem as though that it is not only that these things are not in the line of sight of this thing, or at least the bird is not in the line of sight, but this clone of you is also not. It seems to be generating a great deal of light, but it's almost like as if they either can't see the light or don't pay attention to it.
Oh. Now that is an interesting thing I can do. Alright, in that case then, I'm going to try and manipulate the bird to get into the room. Just fly and then have it sort of crunch it, into unusual shapes and see if it can slip past them, if that makes sense.
Fair enough. Roll SP again.
Two berries.
Well, we'll find out for 17 what that gets me.
So it seems as though as it flies and swoops in and tries to shrink and crumple itself around, they try to hit it, and they punches into the wall, but it's already flown past and sort of gotten into the room.
Cool. Okay.
Pinky and Stan just now see a giant sort of energy bird just inside of the room now.
That's helpful.
About bloody time, Anarche.
Anarche can't hear anything. So there's no response to this bird.
It's a more of a rhetorical thing that she's just saying.
Okay, this might be too many rolls. Would I now be able to make either a block in the doorway, turn its shape into a wall, or create a dome just before the wall sort of thing? So it's the room is sort of sealed off to them, if that makes sense.
I tell you what I can do is I can have it that the bird can sort of step back into the middle of the doorway and do that with the same 17 roll you just got.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, alright, that's what will happen then. As it sort of just walks up and then just shapeshifts into a sort of a pure wall of energy in front of the door. As we now return to Fletcher. Fletcher, you've been, like, pummeled by this thing as it removes its arm from you. And you start hearing some very strange noises within sort of the air itself. As you start hearing just a very strange, almost whispered voice saying, "You're not welcome here."
Well, I can't ask anyone else if I'm hearing things. Do you want me to leave?
You will be killed for trespassing.
So that's a yes, then. Okay, I'm going to leave. Don't hit me.
They immediately try to sort of, like, go for you.
Am I rolling to attack or to counter? Reaction.
This time you are rolling to counter. So react, yeah.
Alright.
As 3 of them are attempting to attack. Starting off strong with a natural 1 from me, which is always good. A 15 and a 16.
Okay, I will just counter by phasing.
Okay.
32.
So you go intangible, but you didn't specify what you were doing phasing. So as you do so, the 2 of them do hit the space that you're in and sort of send you flying. As for some reason their bodies still seem to be able to harm and hit you.
Okay, I hold my position for wherever I land.
Okay.
Did I hit the roof or anything?
I will let you know in a second. Because I have to roll a thingy. Okay, there we go. So you take 25 from one and 23 from the other. So I'm just writing this down. $18 plus the 23. And then 25. You're on 66 damage in total. But yeah, they sort of smack you around. In the terms of severity check, let's have a look. D100. 32. You sort of get smacked about a bit and you sort of get flung backwards, and you're now back at the beginning of where you started when you first entered this room with all these creatures, when they were alive. So you are pretty much where you started when you entered this area.
Oh, so before I entered the room that had the 5 rooms?
No, sorry, I should probably explain. You basically haven't really moved from where you first began combat, if that makes sense.
Ah, I see.
So you've still got an entire room away before you can actually get away from these things.
Am I able to phase through the ground?
You can try.
No. I immediately be like, alright, if that's the way it's gonna be. I go to phase crush one of them. Your pick of where I'm heading.
Yeah, fair.
Oh,
nope. So you sort of go towards it and immediately just and just hits you, just smacks you to the ground. Is this where Fletcher dies again? Another
Hopefully not.
26 points of damage. You're now on 92 damage in total. So you now come back to Stan and Pinky. Stan and Pinky, you've now got like a pure wall of light that has sealed you guys away from those creatures after a giant energy bird flew in and then did so.
Nice.
Okay. We still don't exactly know what we're doing here. We now know that the things have weaknesses. We just need to exploit them. What can you do?
What can I do? What can I do? Other than fire a gun.
So, you're a gun user? A gun smith?
Hang on, let me try something.
What are you
I
going
like
to try?
I walk into a corner with like my back to a wall.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Can I try? Doesn't matter if I use them, but yeah, I'll try and basically use the 3D printing to create my Sandev stand
Okay.
in my. I'll see how that works. The 25 above.
Okay, need a 25 or above. Here we go.
Yay!
Yay! 28, yep.
Yeah, there's some like cracking of bone and just strange fleshy noises. I'm just gonna roll as my character is sounding very uncomfortable and laying out not particularly intimidating squeals. Oh god, that's weird.
What are you doing?
Growing a backbone?
I would say that that's probably figurative, but considering the way that your body looks like as if it's contorting, I'd say that that's more literal.
Well, that's probably in place for now.
So, what did that do for you?
Well, I should be able to move a lot faster now. Maybe can dodge their attacks. That crystal shattered before, right?
I don't know if it was even crystal. When I shot it, it almost looked as if it was dispersing... I don't know, like, not necessarily something solid. It almost looked like as if I was bursting a balloon or something.
Yeah. Yeah, perhaps I will get a closer look at these enemies and see if I can run back in time before they notice.
Well, we've still got this entire barrier of energy. What, are you going to run through it?
I need to inspect it.
Okay, so what do you do now?
Since I just have like, so I can create stuff that I don't have like abilities for it, just because I have the inorganic shape, so I could like create something anyway.
You could create something, however, the damage of that particular ability would only be the strength of your mimicry damage.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking I could just like make a brick or something.
A brick.
Yep. Just to throw it. See if I
It's decent.
So what I'm hearing is that you're going to use your thing. You need to get a 15 or above, and you can basically make a brick in your hand from a chunk of your hand. If I
Yep.
Yeah, okay, right, gotcha. Go for it.
The ultimate weapon, brick.
Well, I
it,
don't wanna-
become brick.
I don't want to interfere, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't want to interfere
It's fun.
whatever's going on here.
So what
Hey!
happens is you sort of pull out your sort of like left hand, and suddenly like what happens is it starts bubbling in a really weird way, and then you just sort of hear like a really weird like noise of like it's almost like as if it sounds like something's rewinding, and then it's sort of like flesh bursting off, and then just whatever is just sort of like wriggling in your hand then becomes like solid mass, and then becomes what looks to be a regular house brick in the palm of your perfectly undamaged hand.
Alright. Perhaps this will work.
As you throw it at the barrier, I guess roll me labor.
Can I,
Yeet!
can I use my... Yeah, I just basically want to see how it reacts to this thing.
Okay.
I'm not gonna try and throw it like with any powers. I'm just gonna throw
Down
it like
with
a
energy.
normal-
Fair. Roll labor.
Bring
Down
it-
with the energy! Physical object!
Ah,
Ah! You throw it, and it immediately like hits, and it just sort of like tumbles down off of the barrier, just hits it and just like rolls down it. Well, that was very anticlimactic. Now what? I want to point out, right, is that you needed to have beaten a 17, and it would have just been this great thing if it just goes through the barrier, because again, like, Anarchist's roll was really not that great. But,
yeah.
yes, it does seem like a solid barrier for now.
Oh
Okay,
no, the barrier's fine.
that's fine then. This might require... I might need to use my head next time.
She then just rolls her eyes as it now comes back to Anarche. Anarche, what are you doing?
I assume they have not moved at all, these robots. They're still just...
They are still just, like, looking at this, like, field of energy and just sort of touching it now with their, like, you know, sort of, like, pillar arms.
I assume that still hasn't created a view into the room or anything.
Them touching it?
Yeah.
No.
Because now they're less in the way, they're more just like poking it, right? So...
I mean, you can't see into it anyway because this barrier of energy is just, like, basically blinding both them and anyone looking in or out.
Blinded by the light.
Would I be able to... Okay, is there space next to it, or are they still clumped, essentially?
There seems to be some level of space between some of their legs that you could run
Alright.
through.
Oh no, I was thinking of using Phantom Light to see if I could like portal myself next to them so I get closer.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I want to get as close as to the door as possible.
Okay.
No, because it's a 25.
One away. Gee.
Oh!
You open a portal and then you go, okay, here we go, and step right through it, and then you immediately like appear back out of the exact same portal that you just went through.
Damn it.
That was not the most impressive feat that you have shown me so far.
Alright, you're not doing much, so you can stop your assassin.
However, I was going to ask you, these abilities that you have, you seem to not be troubled by them, but if I'm remembering correctly, no humans had these abilities back when I was first created. How recent are these powers?
In this universe, I think like a couple of 100 years, if not thousands. I think hundreds.
My goodness. The amount of experimentation completely lost to my people. And yet...
Yeah, they're kind of an idiot and blew up a chunk of animite. I mean, like, you know.
This would never have happened if the ongoers had stayed around.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, right, I should probably get back to this. Phase 1 of the plan has not worked. Alright. I guess I will go back to old classic of this room, which is I will try and use my energy movement just to get closer.
Okay, roll it. Okay, what I'm going to say
Same
is you do get through and you do get in front of them, but now, as you do, what is the plan now that you're in front of this energy door?
Well, I'm out of rolls.
No, you're still allowed to roll for something if you want.
Oh, then I would like to create a me-shaped hole so I can go through it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to roll me. SP, and I'm going to say you can either.
Yep.
You can either react to all of these, or you can just do one roll to react to all of them. But either way, 5 of these things are immediately trying to slam their fists down onto you.
No, I'll do one roll.
Okay, you can
I'm
roll
confident.
SP if you would like.
Go, roll, go. Natural 20.
Damn!
Yeah!
You just do that cocky thing of you go, "Hey guys, what's going on?" All of them immediately go to punch you. "Ah, sorry guys, see you later," and immediately just phase through the wall as all of their arms just come crashing down where you used to be. As now Anarche phases through into this area, we now come back to Fletcher. Fletcher, you're still not moved. These things are beating you into the ground.
I always did have a problem with low power users.
You will die here.
That's really not that much of a threat. I've died multiple times, and I will just come back. That's the way the universe works. It hates me.
The universe will not let this one come back again.
Who do you think keeps bringing me back?
They attempt to slam at you again. 3 of them are attempting to attack you.
I attempt to phase counter by slightly moving to the left out of the attack.
Okay, my question to you here... don't
Shit.
roll. Don't roll once, you fool. Okay, you get hit by one of these. You evade the other 2, but you still get hit by one of these. Which means that instead of 4, I now roll 8d6s. Plus 10. 49! Doesn't break vitality, but definitely bloody well hurts, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
As you're now up to 141 points of damage. Yes, as you phase slightly to the left, one of them hits you still, but you still move out of the way of the other 2 attacks beforehand. This stops you from gaining a counterattack against the other 2.
Fair. Am I allowed to do anything?
It is now your turn, yes.
Oh boy. I rolling instinctive will.
Okay.
No, not instinctive. Predictive instincts.
Predictive instinct, there we go, yeah. I thought that's what you meant, but fair enough. Thank you for clarifying.
That is spirits. Oh man.
I think you need a 15 for it, don't you?
I think it is.
So unless proven otherwise, no.
Let me just get this shot out of the way.
Predictive instinct is only a 10.
Oh,
The new
is
skill variant is a 15.
Wait.
Oh!
Oh.
Yeah, because he has the better one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is predictive instinct, not predictive will.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, predictive
Yeah,
instinct.
the advanced technique brings it down to a 10, so yeah, it does work.
Oh, sick, okay, yeah, it does work then.
Oh, thank you. Alright,
You're welcome.
thank you. I need it. Alright, Fletcher will put away, using his good hand, he'll put away his staff temporarily, and then he will pull out the stone dagger and attempt to use Spirit Cannon directly at one of the cores.
Okay. I want to point now, none of their cores are showing, but you do know where they are on their persons.
Alright, that is a 19. What was the rule for that?
Okay, am I rolling against the 19, yeah?
Yes. Let's see. Okay, it's 15. Good.
I got 26.
Brilliant.
So as you go to shoot this thing just sweeps at you and just hit you in the side. As you do still fire off the cannon, as the dagger goes through into your arm and then fires out of your hand yet again, resurfacing from your physical matter, and seemingly stabs into the ceiling, at no point hitting any of the things. You are dealt 25 points of damage. You are now at 166 points of damage out of your 221 health.
I caused this! I deserve this!
Back to Coolio and the gang with an RK, Pinky, and of course, the orb. I mean Stan, and then the orb. As this individual with white glowing hair and now a glowing floating animite orb adjourns with him. Oh, Anarche.
What?
When are you going to learn? You shouldn't be activating things whilst we're separated. You nearly killed us.
Alright, first, that's a rude assumption.
I mean, it's also a pretty fair one, considering the amount of things that you have already done. But, fair enough, that's also not fair.
Actually, for once, this was possibly Fletcher's fault. So, there's deniability, and I will take all of it.
Oh! Oh, I'm sorry that I, of course, just thought that it was you, because, usually it is. But...
Wow.
Well...
No, don't worry. I know how it is, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I'm glad that you're okay. She then cocks the gun. So, with a very creepy smile on her face, where's Fletcher?
I'm sure he's doing fine. I don't know where he is, though. I assume he's still in this corridor.
Does this Fletcher fellow get into a lot of trouble?
He's died already 4 times and been resurrected 5.
Yeah, he's not very good at not dying.
An individual who has died multiple times and been brought back. Powers of such magnitude with energy manipulation. This is indeed troubling.
Maybe he should have given up by now.
He hasn't had a choice most of the time, to be honest.
I sense that you have not normally been seen with this particular group. You must be a stranger to even them. Hello, my name is Gamma Omega.
Yeah. We've all got pretty soulless names.
I mean, you're not wrong. Who are you, though?
Just call me Stan. We'll have time for introductions later, I'm sure.
He
Fair enough.
was kind of trying to make sure that I didn't do anything stupid, and then of course this happened. That's how I know that I didn't do anything. I assumed that it was either him or you, but now that I think about it, it does kind of make sense that Fletcher would be the reason for this.
Yep, always Fletcher. Unbelievable, that guy. So anyway, I'm here to hopefully turn this off, so...
Yes, the control panel is just behind here. Ignore this, as it tells you to ignore what seems to be another similar chest that held the orb in.
Alright, I will. So, oh, yeah, you guys should be ready just in case. That barrier is not exactly actually, it's the weakest barrier I've probably ever made, so it's probably going to come down soon. So, I'd probably be prepared, you two.
Now, all you must do is infuse your will into this object whilst placing your fingers through it and placing it on this particular tome. It'll take a few minutes for it to power down, but it should then depower the sentries. They should then be able to sleep yet again.
Alright, well, I guess you two prepare for the coming attack, so I'll do as instructed.
I guess I'll. Can I try and make something?
You can indeed. What would you? You can indeed. What would you like to make?
I'm trying to make like little gadgets or whatever. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So when you have like a cybernetic and you have gadget slots, does a gadget slot take up a upgrade point?
It does indeed, yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just for now. I'm just gonna try and make a rumble rod, as I call it.
A what?
A rumble rod.
A rumble rod. Okay, you say that like as if I suddenly know what it is.
Well, you will.
Okay.
Does that have anything to do with a vibe scepter?
Okay.
Is this a reference that I'm not getting yet?
No.
Possibly. Have you ever played a Mario game?
Natural 20. You indeed
Nice.
make whatever it is that you are intending to make.
Oh yeah, it just comes out like the palm of my hand. It looks a bit like
A vibe set. No, sorry. Go on.
it looks a bit like a piston, like a little kind of handheld sort of rod, like the size of a chunky finger.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, well, hopefully this will be enough to defend myself for now.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, he did that with a brick a second ago.
Interesting choice of weapon. I can respect. Bricks are pretty effective.
Pinky then opens up and unlocks her gun and then places 6 bullets into the chambers and then immediately breathes fire into it, closing it and it becoming red hot throughout all of the sort of like engravings. Similar to the One Ring where it's like you then see the elven engravings into it. She then like points the gun towards where the wall of light is.
Alright. I will roll willpower to activate this.
So you put your fingers into this little thing, you
Yep.
place it down and you infuse willpower into it. Roll!
28.
Awesome. Now roll me endurance.
Oh.
Alright, well, if I can survive this turn, I have no idea of what I can do. 16. Alright.
Okay, nice.
Possible.
So, because it's you.
Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You take 30 points of damage as this thing glows with a red-hot power of animite as it locks in and begins kind of electrocuting you in a really weird way as you begin seeing, like, it has, like, again, like the high-tech animite sort of, like, soldering pathways, like, technological veins glowing through it, but then you begin feeling it, like, enter you and electrocuting your own hand. As it does this, you take 30 points of damage.
Why did you tell me about this part?
I'm sorry, but I had no idea that you would feel this pain. The other ongoers never feel any kind of pain when using this, unless if your body is not tolerated to the Aftershock?
That's because they were human.
Apologies. Next time I will make sure that this does not happen again. As Fletcher, we come back to you. These things attempt to again beat yo ass.
Well, at least I have the instinct up now.
Okay, so natural 20, modified 25, modified 20.
I mean, he does get to roll advantage on his reaction
Yes.
because it technically beat the 12, so there is a higher chance.
Yes, so you get to roll advantage. Now, you can either roll advantage 3 separate times against these things, or you can roll advantage against all 3 of these attacks with just 1 advantage roll. It's up to you.
Oh.
Is anyone else getting, like, Dice Miyamoto flashbacks?
Well, I'm not gonna get sliced. They're not doing that much damage.
No, but I'm just... The amount of natural 20s that are just sort of, like, unfairly just bricking you right now.
I know! I had so many at the start! Alright, probably against my better judgment, I'm going to take 1 for all.
Okay, what would you like to roll?
I'm going to roll... What to roll? Ace Crusher!
Okay.
I'm going to try and phase crush out of the way.
Roll it with advantage. 2d20s plus 15.
I forgot to put the 2.
Oh, you fool. Roll again.
Roll
You only
again.
got a 25.
Ah! 25!
Na, 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 na.
So I get hit by 1?
You get hit.
Or all?
You get hit by. You do get hit by. Well, no, you try and face crusher, so you get hit by all.
Fuck!
8d6s plus 10 for the natural 20. And then
Ow.
4d6s plus 10 for the 25. 4d6s plus 10 for the 20. Okay, so that's plus 35 plus 27 plus 21. You are beaten into the ground.
I'm on my...
You are unconscious. You are up to 28 minus health.
Ah,
So
I
you've now
see.
taken up to 249.
I see.
Yes.
I see. I get back up.
You're not going to do it again, are you?
Butcher gets back up.
Roll your ability, I guess.
See if God agrees with you.
Roll the whatever. Is it a d6 or is it a d4 for this ability? I forget.
D6.
Okay. For your
That was a game
unconscious-
chat.
Yep, you fool.
Damn it, Sam!
Brilliant.
5.
Okay. For the next 5 minutes, you will be able to fight even though that you are in your minus health, and you should very well be unconscious.
Ah,
Might not be
that's it. No more holding back. If I have to break this entire building down, I'll take you with me. My turn?
Line up, yep. And what would you like to do, Fletcher?
I want to tear them all down! All of them!
The animals! Lucky animals!
I'm gonna go for just going into combo. So I'll start smashing.
Okay. This phase cutter combo, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. That is 25.
Okay. So it's just normal combo. You're not doing phase cutter combo.
Well, I'm already intangible.
No, because you got knocked unconscious. Remember that disables your intangibility.
Ah, damn it! All right. That's the attack, and then I guess
Too late now, sucker.
Ah, come on!
If I do it to Sam, I do it to you all.
Okay, well then, how about this? Last time you allowed me to stay in Spirit Warrior form.
Okay.
That was during the Toon electrified man. The Vault King.
Yes.
So
and I actually thank you for reminding me of this, because I also said to Kane I shouldn't have let you done that because it was a transformation that required your conscious mind.
It's just an attack then, so I'm just attacking with staffs.
Yes, so you're attacking with staff, not staves, because remember you said that you put one of them on your back.
Yeah.
I believe.
I would say I'd pull one out. The one out because I'm attacking again.
You didn't state it. You still got the one in your other
my
hand.
Stub.
Yeah.
In my stub.
So that's 25 against a 26, 22, and a 19. So you do hit two of them, and the other one does get to hit you back. So roll damage, and then I'll just class that damage as the damage that both of them take separately.
Okay. I'm hitting with one, so let's see, I'll probably have put the better stuff in my right hand since it's still the dominant one.
You didn't state that, so... yeah, no, sorry, I thought you meant as in, like, you removed the one that was phased into your stub. Sorry, I can... Yeah.
Nope.
That's fine.
And since I can no longer use any of the copied rolls because they're all damaged with phase cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's 2d6.
Your failings are your own, old man.
Plus 8.
That's really not bad, yeah.
And again...
hang on. That plus 8, what is the plus 8 for?
That is Vibro.
Yeah, Vibro isn't added to normal physical attacks, only spatial, physical-based impact damage and energy. You're just hitting normally, so it's -8, so that's 19, yeah. Okay, so you hit the two of them with your smacks, your 19s, and you're now going for another attack. I also have to roll the damage for one of their attacks. So obviously one of their attacks actually hits you. $19, you take 19 damage.
$22.
Damn. So you got 21 with that. Wait. Oh. Why'd you roll it a second time?
You told me to roll damage again.
No, I said roll again, as in, like, because you said it was for combo.
Oh, yeah. It's alright. Okay. Please delete that roll.
I'm sure this time you'll
Thank
get it right. So, with your next attack, what would you like to do?
Am I allowed to activate Phase Cutter?
Yes, you can, absolutely.
Yay! Okay, that's... Right, this is just to activate Phase Cutter, since
Okay.
not a...
25, 21, and 14.
That's Phase Cutter activated. And... That is
Awesome.
23. Yep, that's 23.
Yep. So you beat 2 of them again, but the other one also gets a smack.
That's fine.
You take 23 points of damage. You're up to 291. Is this going to be the Vault King thing all over again, where you just end up killing yourself?
No, at least this time I remember that I'm meant to be, using advantage rolls and remembering that my spatial damage is doubled.
Fair. Roll for dams.
Alright, I need to take out spirit damage and
By the
other
way,
staff damage.
I'm just going to say this. You are very, very lucky that your first staff roll damage was only 4.
4?
Yes.
Okay.
Because obviously your modifier is the thing that boosted it up to, 19. Okay, so...
That is 1 staff.
Jeez, okay, so... you got
This is also
so many low rolls, though. That's so terrible. 1, 2, 3, and 2. Wow, okay. So you got 5, 6, 8. Okay. You take 8 points of damage because, again, you are wielding it with your inverted hand.
Right, so that's 8 minus the other damage. Let's see, that's 23 and...
No, it's just you're only taking 8 points of damage, so that's fine. So
yes,
now
but I haven't been adding the other 2 damages that I've took.
So you're now up to 303 points of damage out of your health pool. You hit these things, and I want to point out, so you hit one, and then you hit the other. So when you first hit those 2, you take damage in your hand, and then the next time when you do it with a phase attack, you do it again, but again you take damage in your hand again this time. When you do hit these 2 again, this time you break chunks off of their main pieces of rock, revealing their cores. However, again, you are struck again by the other one, as one of them just keeps always hitting you. As we now come back to Anarche, Stan, and Pinky. Anarche, roll me endurance yet again.
I would like to first roll my level 10 body technique, if that is alright with you.
You are more than welcome to do so.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Alright, I convert my dexterity and my super strength into constitution. So I have super con at +5, and I have an 18 constitution.
Okay, nice.
But my dexterity is 10.
Okay. So, roll endurance.
Good.
Ah, yes.
Right.
Good.
Good luck.
22.
Okay. Interesting. I shall no longer be rolling a d6. I shall no longer be rolling a d12. I will now be rolling the d6, which is the smallest amount that I can deal you for this. Because you take 18 points of animite damage.
That's a lot better. I can deal with that.
That is a lot better, yeah. There we go. As you're taking this damage, sort of seething a little bit. You are still going though with your willpower, as it's still forcing this power as it begins like making all of this energy and light sort of generated on this what seems to be a large sort of console. Now I'm going to roll for these things. Now you got a 17 with your energy barrier, so let's see if they beat the energy barrier.
Yeah.
Oh no, the barrier.
Yes.
They do indeed. Boom! Breaks it into just nothing as the light begins to fade. As Pinky now begins to try and shoot at these things. Stan, what is it that you wish to do?
I guess I will beat around there with my new implant.
Okay. So, I don't think there's any specific role, is there? It's just you activate it and it lasts.
Yeah, I just activate it basically and it lasts for the... Yeah.
Lasts for the next rotation, or does it last for a D4 of turns?
No, it's just like a rotation thing.
Okay. Yes, you activate that. Begin.
Begin. Yeah, if I speed into that, like, room, because I think, yeah, my movement speed is, like, multiplied by 6.
Okay.
So, I should be able to, like, speed into that room and have enough time to count how many there are.
Yeah, so you can... So there's about 10 of them.
Now, this, rumble rod thing, it, like, blasts in a cone that's, like, 40 meters, and it, like, one of his abilities is to basically launch anything that it hits to the edge of that range.
Oh, damn it.
Okay.
So, is there, like, an angle where I can hit one and then the cone would probably project into, like, most of the enemies?
Technically, to be honest, based on the width of this area, you could technically just do it and they all smash into the wall.
Yes, that would work.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll just beat around and then get an angle and just see if I can force them all into, like, the corner of the wall with a blast of Sonic.
Go for it. Na 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 na.
Do I... The point of this is they don't have any, like, super reaction or anything.
No, they'll all be rolling disadvantage anyway.
Okay. Can I just roll my, super to activate them?
Either that or tech, yeah.
Okay.
So this is a very interesting, unique thing. Since you made it with your superpowers, it both counts as a piece of tech as well as technically a legendary blood transfused item from your own flesh, which means
This is my body.
technically it's still a part of your body. It's just that it's no longer has to be attached to you for you to have it. So yes, you can still roll SP with it. And this is why this build is broken. Okay. So, I'm just going to roll disadvantage with all of them, but I'm going to just do it with 2 separate rolls. Natural 1. That could have gone really that badly if I got, like, double natural 20. Like, all of them just turned around. It's like, ah! Okay, yeah. All of them do not notice you. They do not avoid this. They do not block this. What is the damage?
It's just 40.
Okay. And you said that's 40 tens of sonic damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I shall...
I guess, would you roll their weight or something against my SP roll?
I'm just going to do a severity roll. Yeah, you just push them all into... Like, so they'll crumble into... both against the wall and slightly also, like, into each other as well. Like, they're still, like, all over the place now, but, like, most of them are no longer standing. Even, like, it looks like some of them actually break apart as well.
Boom!
Wait. Where did he go? Anyway, and again, just keep shooting her gun at these different creatures. Meanwhile, Anarche, roll me endurance yet again.
Alright, with my plus 10. Let's do this.
Plus 10!
Alright. Let's have fun with these consequences, shall we? Yeah, let's do it.
So,
I'm aware. Yep, let's do it.
I shall now be rolling the full d6 for how many d12s of damage you'll be taking. But it won't be d12s. It'll be how many double of those of d6s. You will be
6. Oh, that was a 4. Close enough.
taking. 8 d6s.
Times 3.
Times 3, yeah. So that is 63 points of damage that you have taken of Animite.
Break my voice.
You're in Universal Warrior, so no, it does not.
No. Which is a good thing.
Which is definitely a good thing, because that is a lot of damage regardless.
Yeah.
So you take 63 points of damage, which you're on 48, which then builds you up to 63, okay. 48, so that puts you up to 51, then 51 plus 60, 111 points of damage.
That's fine.
You have
got another
so
100.
far. But yeah, you've got basically like, you've just got only 1 point under half health.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine.
As the pain continues, your arm has now begun to see like horrible like pink scar, like, sort of like pink lightning bolts burning through into your skin. And it's begun to be this point where the fingers have become numb, but the hand and the arm is beginning to gain in even more intense pain. Just a few more minutes, and then it will be done.
Good.
As we now come back to Fletcher.
I'm really stupid. I forgot to add double spatial damage to that last attack.
Oh dear.
Okay, well,
Very sad.
all
Anyway,
rolls forward are now going to be remembered. Alright,
they all go to attack you yet again. That's a 21, 21, and 17. Would you like
let's
to
see.
roll against all of them in one, or would you like to roll against all of them separately?
I'm going all in.
Okay.
Fizz Crusher! Yeah!
Yes. Roll dams.
32.
Oh wait, well, also... Actually, yeah, roll dams, yeah.
Alright, rolling dams. Am I allowed to try and smack, or is this just Phase Crusher?
This is just Face Crusher, because again, like, you know, it's the SBMA sort of thing.
Okie doke.
Just remember it's doubled.
Yep,
Yes.
I've already copied it and pasted.
Oh, nice.
Paste! Okay. Nice. I have to roll something. Okay. You break chunks off of them, revealing all 3 of their cores, but you do not hit them enough to destroy them. You do not get hit by any of them.
Finally, it's gonna get a little more fun in here. Alright, I'm going to roll for Spirit Warrior again.
Just real quick, I actually also have to calculate something very quickly.
Go ahead.
You also take... Oh, no, you don't take any damage because you didn't use your staff. Never mind, continue.
Nope. It succeeds. Fletcher pulls out the other staff. And goes back to the assault. Going into another Phase Crusher.
24, 22, and 18.
31.
Okay. Yet again, roll damage.
Alright. Who's ready for big dams?
Only thing is that remember you will not be using your stars for this yet again.
Oh yeah, because I had to roll 2.
Yeah.
That's fine, because now I'm adding spirit damage.
Fletcher, a man too angry to die. Well, not technically, but a man too angry to stay dead. Well,
A man
technically,
too prideful to stay on the floor.
a man angry who continues to keep attempting moments
nice.
of his life. Oh, damn. Okay, that's really good. As you use Face Crusher, going through all 3 of them, you do in fact break all 3 of their cores and break these things into chunks as they explode.
Ah, the little toys fall apart so easily.
In your
Which
victory,
one is
these
next?
chunks and sparks fly, only to then reveal the larger ones. The other 7. All of different sizes, much larger than the last 3. All standing in wait for you. As we now come back to Anarche and Gang. Anarche, roll endurance, please.
Oh. But you, sir, I am not done with my stacking.
Oh no.
Okay.
As Anarche is taking all this pain, there's just this ounce of annoyance that there's the possibility he could die to such a stupid thing. To putting his hand in the machine, that is the dumbest way to die. So of anger, I would like to activate my new skill, Emotions to Power, which is my level 9 new skill.
Ah, go ahead.
I believe that works.
I think it's a 15.
It might be. How many rolls do I get for my endurance? Is it just 1?
I think it's a 15 because I think it
no, you're right. It is a 15. I was just going to ask, how many rolls do I get until my endurance? 1? And then the endurance roll? Or is it... do I get basically both my...
You now have to roll endurance now. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I just wanted to know.
No, that's fine.
D10. Fast. That.
Oh!
Well, it's not, as bad as last time.
So what's the D10 for again? What's the plus 10 again for?
It's the conversion.
Oh yes, yeah, sorry, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
that's much better than an actual 1, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's above 10, so I'm only allowed to roll. Oh, actually, no, I'm allowed to roll 2, I believe. Wait. When you got the last one, was it you got a...
Last one was the natural one. The one before that was a 20-something.
And the
22.
one at the beginning?
Yeah.
16.
The one at... Yeah, 16, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so this one would definitely be 2 then. It would be 2d6,
Yeah.
2d12s.
Yeah, because that one was just a D12.
30.
That was a 30. Again.
As you are now up to 141 points of damage.
That's fine.
Again, it's now the burning has continued to going up your arm. It is really, really unpleasant, and you begin losing even more feeling in your hand, but even more pain up your arm. As Bill, it is now your turn.
I mean, I could do many things, but since I'm just having a bit of fun right now, I think I'll just dash around to a different angle with my spinal implant.
Are you going to activate it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to point out, the ones that fell apart are starting to get back up. They now know of your presence behind you. They're behind them.
Okay. I want to kind of, dash to another angle and keep trying to just blast them until I can get them all, toppled over each other in the corner.
Okay. Roll for it. And again, I shall do the same thing of I will roll 1 for all of them.
Yeah.
You said that you're about 40 or 60 meters away from them?
The room's not that. How big is the room?
It's about like 50, it's about 50 to 60 meters like wide.
Yeah, I'm probably like. I don't know, I'm probably only 20 meters away.
Okay.
From them.
I mean, still, that's far enough for them not to be able to hit you anyway. No. So you are fine. Continue.
Huzzah. I just started blasting. Yeah, that's a good roll.
Damn!
Damn, okay, nice. Yeah, you blast them again, and as they just like fall to pieces and stuff like that, just keep like falling into the doorways and being rubble. As Anarche, roll endurance yet again.
Do I get a single roll before the endurance again?
You can if you wish.
I will attempt so again.
Okay, again with anger and irritation.
Yep. Natural 20.
Nice.
Alright. So, how many thirds of my health has gone? I've gone over half, I believe, yes?
Yes, you're gone over half, yeah.
So I probably don't need it now, but I'd have like 3 advantage rolls.
You do. You now have 3 advantage rolls.
I will use one of them. 28.
Okay, nice. Again, it is only a single d6 this time. 9. 150 exactly on the dot. As it's finally sort of like begins sort of like powering down, you hold your stead as it then clicks into place, and then you just hear this big sort of noise, and then finally the pain stops, the electricity ends, and you notice like these scars on your arms, like they're still glowing as this thing opens up and allows your fingers to be removed from them. You then suddenly gain feeling back in your hand, but the burns still remain.
As he pulls out his hands out of the burning scars of the animite, there's like almost like a sense of like steam coming out, but it doesn't look like. Though it's weird because although obviously there is just general steam from heat, it almost looks like his life essence is sort of like pouring out of these wounds. So he's just standing there staring at his arm.
Are you okay?
No. That really hurts.
I apologize. I had no idea that your physiology would have been so adverse to the animite. In all honesty, I had no idea that it would have such an effect on you. My
I'm going to roll willpower with disadvantage to see if he can get himself under cool.
Do we see the first ever time that someone bitch slaps an animite orb?
I believe it. It's just 8, yeah, so... Alright. That's
that is a 14. That is up to you if that's high enough.
I feel like he's still pissed. And instead of punching the orb, he's just going to punch anything else.
You just punch something and Romy Con.
Good thing I still have the swap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Just for the sake of it, I'm going to use one of those advantage rolls.
Okay.
25.
So you punch it and like nothing actually happens. But because your super strength is so much weaker, it actually, like, if it weren't for the fact that you currently have super con, you potentially could have just broken your hand there. But yeah, you sort of make a bit of a dent in this rock. Okay, well that's good. Seems as though these creatures are no longer powered on. But, they are beginning to go back to their original shapes, but they don't seem to be trying to attack us anymore, at least. The sentries will leave you all alone now. I apologize for any inconvenience that this has caused you. Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. Everything happens for a reason, I guess. But, yeah, obviously, we always consider inconvenience trying not to die. Oh, wait.
Book. Is there a book here? One of the tomes.
I beg your pardon?
There's one of the tomes here.
You're looking for a tome. There are many books within this facility. You may have to be specific.
The Tome of Animite. One of the 12.
I do not believe that I know of such a number. There are supposed to be 20.
Alright, well, whatever the fucking number is there one here?
So at least you admit that you know what it is. Of course, I know what all of them are. The authors were the ones who gave me life. However, based on your current capacity for knowledge, as well as your patience, I fear that you may not be ready for this particular book.
You guys seem pretty greedy. Just coming in there and taking books and orbs.
Accurate.
No offense. Do you not care about your opinion right now?
Accurate. The stranger is actually quite intelligent. I would not want him or you to steal this book.
Well, should you at least tell me which one it is?
I don't see necessarily any harm in it. Besides, most of my functions will not allow me to lie to you. The book is indeed here within this facility, but I cannot tell you where. However, I will at least tell you this. The book that you are looking for, the one within this facility, is known as the Book of Physics. It will grant anyone the information of any kind of things that they need to understand and defy the laws of physics, using animatology and other means.
Anarchy's still pissed, and then suddenly there's a click. And he imagines the island. He's like,
Now,
wait, Ash.
I just want to say this very quickly. When you first said to me that you wanted to make the island float, I was genuinely thinking of Power Stones and stuff like that. But the really hilarious thing is, when you then said, I have a map to Glandrine to this thing, I completely forgot this is where the tome actually is.
Let's go.
The physics tome of the Animite tales.
Wait. Actually, as his thoughts are sort of more coming back, you notice the essence of out of his wounds is like disappearing. Actually, no, that's really convenient. Huh. Man, it's weird how things work out sometimes.
Explain.
Well, I was looking to make a floating island.
An island? Floating?
Yeah. Yes. Because I'm building an arena on it, because I guess how much of my memories do you know? You know, like, most of them, right?
I know most of your memories, but I have not seen within your previous memories that you have any kind of recollection of an actual island that was floating. Other than the large bases that were in your own homeland.
Yes. Well, there's a tournament going on in the world, and
the Avarice. Yes. The Crucible of Avarice.
And I'm going to hold a tournament, in a tournament, on my island. But I need people to come. So
that sounds unnecessary.
Well, most things I do are unnecessary.
The calculative risks do make sense. Instead of finding others to be part of this, you will actually make people come to you. That actually does make a lot of sense.
Yes. But I want this island to float within the sky. Then the setting, the feel will be all better, and plus collateral damage will be kept to the island, and not the oceans or the other cities.
You want to lift a whole island out of the ocean? Because doesn't that mean you're going to have to separate it from the Earth?
Yes.
Such a possibility is more than simple. Especially considering that there are those with other special abilities similar to your own. I sense within your memories that you put much trust in those with these similar powers.
Well, I am kind of used to them. But yes, I do have a telekinetic that I know, so that might help. But yes, I was kind of hoping, and this is actually real convenient. So, if you don't want to tell me where it is, it's fine, but I'm probably still going to start looking for it, so...
You have many different problems with yourself. The very design of your people are very similar to my own, but your wants seem to be very... How should I put this?
Self-absorbed.
Yes, selfish. Although, the requirements that you are stating could actually lower the benefits, or perhaps maybe even increase the benefits, and lower the rates of death within this crucible, considering they would only be going to that one island. The book can give you the answers that you're looking for, including the possibility of an island similar to these creatures, one where destruction is not entirely permanent.
But I'll need your help to read it as well, so I can only really do this as if you agree to help me.
And that is not something that I can easily agree upon.
Fair. Well, what was the original point of, or use of this book, with the ongoers and tent anyway?
As you saw with the centuries, the original design was to learn and understand all things about physics, and even discover exactly how it is that Animite came into existence, and created the laws of physics. There are many people who believe that there were gods, but others believe that animatology was actually the very reason as to how it is proof that there were beings that molded creation. Others, however, believe that Animite is the leftover residual energies from the radiations of all things created. Hence why its unpredictable energy can be used and wielded to control and create almost anything, including fluctuations of forces such as gravity, magnetism, attraction, and all other things such as chaotic force.
Okay. So what if I was to use this book to, I don't know, research physics on my island? Would that be more of a also agreeable view?
Although that you are looking to lower the cost of life within an island, that could very well mean that you have your own arena. This technically would consider as a study, and at least the people of my homeland and my creators, their design would not go wasted. Quite the conundrum.
I mean, you can have some time to think on it. I mean, I have a friend to go and find, so...
I'm going to ask you to roll me a persuasion check, Anarcho.
Oh boy. Come on, D20. I trust in you.
The thing, it still needs to have a think about it, because it's really still like, not even just the protocols, but it's also just feeling like these guys just walked in here and basically, sort of wrecking the whole place without any kind of knowledge on this. It's very difficult for this thing to trust you, especially with basically something that could quite literally defy the rules of physics in such a manner. But it is one of those things where it's just it's not quite sure.
Well, I leave the orb, whether it wishes to follow or not is down to it, but I go and find Fletcher.
I'll say for the sake of it, Fletcher, these things deactivate, not long after, you sort of, break these things, you turn around, it's like, alright, bring it on, and then these things begin walking towards you, and then suddenly slowing down their movements, and then stopping. As that happens, they begin sort of, rotating and moving in all sorts of weird directions, until they eventually look like the strange art sculptures that they did before.
Oh, looks like they gave up. Good. Wise decision. Best to find the others. As you just hobble along on one staff, pulling himself forward.
You continue to do so for a good minute or two, as you're pulling yourself along, and then finally just the step just doesn't carry your weight anymore, as you finally collapse to the ground unconscious. Anarche, you eventually find an unconscious and bloodied as well as beaten Fletcher.
Well, he's in the worst state I thought he would be.
Thankfully, according to your powers, he still has life essence within him.
Well, he did die. That's a net positive in my books.
When you get closer to him, about halfway through this building, you suddenly feel an incredibly sickly rich energy emanating from the end of that room.
Is the orb with us, or did he decide to stay?
So far, I haven't confirmed whether or not Steve and Pinky are with you. I'm stating that
Fair enough.
Pinky's probably not going to be with you at the moment, but
Yeah.
if Steve/Stan wants to go with you, Bill, you can have it that your character is with Anarche.
Oh yeah, I'll follow.
But yes, the orb isn't with you, but you sense a very sickly rich energy emanating roughly from that area.
So there's a power generator over there, I think. I assume this is what Fletcher activated.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go take a look at that.
All right, I'll be there in a sec. As I'll use shower of light on Fletcher, healing style.
Healing style, shower of light.
Shower of light. Oh, no, that's too many D's.
Are you going to use glint and shimmer
Double
with it?
D20 plus 15.
Yeah, I might as well use glint and shimmer with it.
Glint and shimmer.
Is it a 15 or is it a 20?
That's the best question. Is it 15 or 20?
Well, the old one was a 20.
Uh-oh.
But is it still a 20? Yeah, it's still a 20. Alright.
Yeah. Okay. So you're trying to heal him.
Yeah.
Pinky is just looking at whatever she's looking at, and then you, Stan, go off into the direction that he told you. You come to a room that has 5 separate doorways, but you see a light creeping through the middle one. You also see a trail of blood leading you towards that room.
Julia.
Oh boy, follow the blood trail.
Follow the blood brick road.
Yeah.
The bloody big road.
Can I detach my hand and just have it that it's attached to me by a couple of tendons that just extend out, and my hand kind of crawls along and feels around the roof.
Okay, yeah, sure. So do you have it where it's as you said, you manipulate it and it starts walking away?
Yep.
Yeah. So you start doing that. It starts your hand just detaches, and it's just this fleshy hand just going towards the room. Are you looking in through the room, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. You also eventually see the glowing orb. This pink orb, but this deep, almost it's such a deep pink that it's almost red, as little red sparks of electricity are coming off of it. It's floating just a couple of, about maybe 3 or 4 inches just off of this weird mini pillar in the center of the room.
Hmm. Can I... can I just make a metal box come out of me?
Yes, roll for it. That'd be a 15. Yep, you make a metal box. What kind
Comes
of
out my chest.
What kind of metal? I guess if that's a 22, it can be anything except from mineral, I think.
Yes.
So what would you like it to be made of?
Probably just. Actually, I could make it out of iron.
Yeah. You go with iron then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like an open top.
Okay.
Can I try and shove this orb in, or like scoop the orb up?
Okay, so you want to try and scoop the orb. So you go towards the orb, holding this like open-topped box. You want to sort of scoop it up. Roll me finesse, because this is going to require a steady hand.
Oh, that's my very steady hand.
You go for it. You hit the box, like just on the pillar at the bottom. The whole thing folds over, and then immediately, as the box touches it, it then immediately like wraps out as it goes inside out of itself, and it just breaks apart in all of these 5 different directions, like each of the sides of the box. As it does that, roll me a again a finesse.
Oh boy. It only gets worse.
The metal bit that you are holding wraps around your hand and sort of bends around your hand. The other chunk flies at you, bang, hits you right in the square in the head. This is considered thingy damage, so I have to now roll it.
That's it! 2 berries!
This is take 25 points of physical damage. What is your maximum health and vitality?
There's 220 and 60.
You are fine for now, but you have taken 25 points of damage.
Okay, I'm calling quits there. No more shots for me.
Okay, so yeah, so your left hand is currently wrapped around in basically a casket of metal, and the other piece just like full on hits you square in the face. It eventually falls off of your face, and you sort of put back. Whilst that's happening, Anarche, you are sort of trying to do Shower of Light, and you hear that it's just like big clang and metal just hitting things off in the distance.
Well, should probably still focus on flight.
Fair, roll for it.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I'll probably. Yeah, I'll do that. Yes.
Nice.
Alright, so there's only one more of healing.
But it's still with Glint and Shimmer.
Yeah, which I have to check is a extra plus 16. So
Yeah. Shimmer!
yeah, so it's 8d6s plus, I think, 4d10s.
Okay.
Plus 44s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And plus 16.
Yeah. $72.
Nice, okay, so taking 72 away from what he's currently got. That still doesn't even heal him to the point of which that he's okay. As he's still unconscious. As he's now been put back from 303 to 231.
Alright, Fletcher can wait. I'm more interested in the box.
Fair. You
Wow.
you sort of leave him and you head over there, and you eventually see it too. This grand sickly energy is coming from this orb, this little core, about maybe a third of the size of the orb that you were seeing. This doesn't seem to have any kind of personality in it, it's just pure raw power.
You alright?
Yep, look fine.
Just look at his hand. Okay.
His grey-skinned head just got like a big red mark on his forehead.
So, this is quite a dangerous thing then. So, I assume that's what did that to your hand?
Oh, no, I did that to my own hand.
Okay. So, you know anything about this then, or?
I feel like I should know something about this. Should I roll animatology?
You absolutely should roll animatology. This thing is some kind of special type of power core. Power cores are very weird. They are animite pieces that have been programmed with an insane amount of willpower and essence and understanding for it to basically run a certain like type of effect. This thing seems to have some kind of weird inverse mass or gravity ability, but it also seems to have some kind of way of controlling physical matter. In that particular case, the amount of power that actually this thing would have for it to be harnessing that makes more than enough sense that that's why it is able to control all of these things, powering all of those weird sentries, the elevator, the open and closed sort of like boxes, but also why it even powers this entire facility with every single thing that it has.
So, how do you want to approach this?
I think. Probably some spare animite around it.
There is plenty of chunks of animite in that room, yes.
Do you mind leaving me alone for a while?
I mean, I would be lying if I said that sounds suspicious, but to be honest, you're the only one who knows to do any of this, and I do have a friend to heal, so yeah, sure, I'll give you some space.
Thank you.
Do you want the door closed as well?
Still just on the floor.
So, So as Anarche leaves, what do you want to do?
I will try and, bring myself back together and get up.
Okay. I'll say you don't need to roll for that. But, just putting your hand back on is more than fair enough.
I look around, salvage some shots.
Yeah, again, something that doesn't really need much of a roll. There's so much of it. It's not that there's tons and tons of big chunks. It's just loads of little chunks. There's enough to find, like a little collection of them, a handful of them.
Bunch of my pockets. Just steal a bunch of ammo.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll inspect this orb. Does it appear to be? Does it look like it reacts to me getting closer to it?
You do hear the whirring of it, but you don't see or feel any extra difference when you get closer to it.
Okay, so if I just if I were to poke it with a stick,
you get what seems to be like a little ruler, like a wooden ruler or yardstick sort of thing.
Yeah.
You touch it and the thing just explodes by it just entirely going inside out and all of it just turning into like chunks as it just completely inverses until it just becomes basically sawdust.
able to. I'm trying to make something and see if it like. I guess it could. Thing's just crazy amount of energy. Do I know of any way to like turn it off? If that makes sense.
Only certain people who would know the exact particular types of programming that they did to it would be able to turn it off. And even some power cores are actually so powerful that even the original creator can't turn them off ever again. There was one back in MGNR Linear that actually had the powers to store up energy from the sun, and it could power multiple things for tons and tons of time, or it could be used to be a literal nuclear device after basically staying in the sun for 7 days.
Okay, do I know of a way to transport these things?
It depends on how touchable they are. If there was a material strong enough to be able to last against the effects of inversing gravity, it could be possible. Or finding something that can just be physical manifestation of that effect being cancelled out.
Yeah. I mean... There's something.
Every power core is different. The level of tactile ability, the level of touchability is always different.
I see.
Would you like to roll an ingenuity or an intelligence roll?
Yeah, sure.
So is this ingenuity or is this oh, natural one, never mind. Okay, so there's one Achilles heel to this thing, right? One Achilles heel. It's not touching or destroying the pillar that it's floating 4 inches above. Which means it could potentially either be the pillar, or it is the fact that there is a pole on this thing that means that it can be lifted without something needing to physically touch it.
Yeah. Well, if I lift the pillar, I'm assuming it. Can I move the pillar? How heavy is the pillar? So
the pillar is a very thin but quite sturdy looking chunk of rock. In fact, it looks like a which is the is it stalagmite or stalactite? The one that is the one that comes up from the ground. But it basically looks like that, except from more of a flat platform sort of thing. For where it stops there, it literally looks like as if it's grown out from the ground. So it doesn't look like as if you could lift it without breaking the bottom of it and then lifting it like a scepter or something.
Okay. I guess I'll try that.
Okay. Roll. I'm not even sure now. Roll me strength or whatever you... Actually, roll me whatever you think that you need to break that pillar.
Yeah. I'll try and activate my... Yeah, I'll activate my implant and try and, I guess, finesse it. Just use such a speed that I can, sever it from the bottom.
Okay, do you... Yeah, fair enough. So, like karate chop it or something?
Yeah, it gives me super dex, so...
Okay. So I guess it'd just be rolling advantage with dex then. Roll the dice.
Maybe. Yep.
Okay. Roll me Fortitude.
Oh yeah. This is the best.
A lot of con rolls today.
A lot of con rolls, yeah. So
9!
you slow time with your ability, or you basically, speed up. Your hand goes
21.
right past it, and then the first thing that you immediately do is just go because the first thing that you notice is that your arm and hand are no more durable than a regular hand. So as you go to karate chop it, you immediately just break your hand around this pillar. As you shatter every bone in the lower part of your hand and upper part of your wrist. As we now come to Anarche. Anarche, you are attempting to heal Fletcher yet again. Roll for your healing.
Oh boy. Shower of light healing style again. Yes.
Roll that d4.
Yay!
Oh,
That's what you needed, Fletcher.
Now, you might as well just hit a star 4 at the end of this.
Yeah.
Copied and pasted roll.
Okay.
Actually, I think you can put the whole thing in brackets and then put star 4, I think.
Oh, okay. Would that be better, do you reckon? Brackets star 4?
Yeah, so I think the way that you do is copy the whole thing, and then at the start of it, put a bracket, and then...
Like that.
Yep, there you go. Oh, wow, okay, yeah, that worked perfectly. And, yeah, you're back up to full health as you just get shot by energy beams that fully heal you all the way back up. As, from start to finish, in Anarche, you healed 303 points of health. So that puts you up to 3,030 extra HP for healing him.
Did you say 3,300?
3,030, sorry.
Okay.
As you're finally back to life and back to full health. I say back to life, you weren't dead, but like you're back to consciousness and back to full health, Fletcher. Your hand is still busted, but other than that, you are physically fine again.
Where am I? How did I get out here?
I think you got beaten up by some robots.
Oh yeah. Damn. The only thing I can remember is getting smashed in the head and going down, but... Oh, felt a rush of something before that happened. And... Oh, what happened? Wait, where are the robots?
I turned them off.
Oh, that's good.
I got some sick burns for it, though.
You too? I got my entire right hand inversed. As he shows you a knob that has one of his staffs sticking out of it.
I didn't get mine inversed. I share my arm. I got more animite burns.
Ooh, no good, no good. Yeah, I tried to touch the spinning animite orb. I thought it may have been one of Gamma Beta. And then it completely inversed my hand. Oh god, it did not feel good.
No, that does sound quite painful. No, we found the orb.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my corridor. Best corridor. That's why I always pick the middle.
Damn.
You eventually just hear a voice going, Anarche! Anarche, where are you?
Here.
That's a lot of fucking help, dumbass! As then, Pinky eventually runs in, holding something under her arm, and just, running towards you guys. Oh, Fletcher, you're better.
Well, for now, I might need to see a biological manipulator for my hand.
Or Phoenix.
Well, I'm glad.
Or Phoenix, yeah.
I'm glad that you're okay. Immediately sticks the gun right into the side of your cheek. Now tell me what it is about you getting us in trouble for you trying to nearly kill us.
The universe hates me. I don't have a family.
Anarche, whistling, walks away to the door. To the one with the orb.
I should probably tell you, Anake, before you go back.
Yeah.
Check this out. She
What?
pulls this thing. Well, I thought I'd have a look at something myself, and I found out something that the orb wasn't telling us.
Which is...
Let me guess. It's gained sarcasm again.
No, but there is something actually more important. It seems as though the orb has the ability to understand a lot of what we're doing, but it actually doesn't understand why we came here. I obviously said originally it was because of the island, but the other reason is because we're trying to stop the Crucible of Avarice. Now, when I spoke to it, I also told him that the reason as to why all of us are doing this is because, although we have fun fighting, we don't believe in Stilton's ideology of killing or fighting in front of people. The fact that innocent life has been lost because of this is disgraceful to any kind of person who enjoys fighting for the sake of it or glory or for whatever. And although that I don't necessarily agree with the idea of fighting for glory, I definitely can't stand the idea of fighting for the sake of killing, especially if it means killing those who don't deserve it. Afterwards, the orb gave me this. Turns out my room has the best loot and all. She unwraps this thing, it then reveals a very large book. Looks familiar, huh?
Damn it, I was just bragging about my room.
Looks like the middle path didn't serve you this time, Anarchy.
You then hear
Damn
another.
it.
Pinky.
You then hear the click of the hammer from her gun as she puts it back into the top of your forehead. I'd shut up if I were you. I'm still not happy.
I just rolled for intangibility.
6 into the floor.
Yeah, Pinky, I'm confused through your bullets do nothing.
Oh, well that's... BAM! She hits you with the book, and for some reason it's solid.
Take physics, sir.
That it genuinely hurts you, but it doesn't do actual damage, but it genuinely hurts you when you get hit by it. Oh, cool, I had no idea that would work. Anyway, this is yours. I'm not really too fond of reading these kind of things.
Cool. What's the orb doing, though? Out of curiosity.
Well, considering that I was able to talk it into giving us the book, it's just currently contemplating about its current existence.
Oh, well, fair enough. I'm just gonna throw the book in my pocket dimension.
Although, there is something that was concerning me. Apparently, the orb also said something about once you activated this facility's constructs, it was able to send out a small beacon. Apparently, it sensed another orb within this facility. Well, not within it, above it.
I mean, there was that tower, but surely there's not one in there.
I mean, if there is, that's way too weird of a coincidence. It's worth a try, I guess.
Yes, well, yes, Fletcher, the thing that, I guess, inversed your hand, our, new person is,
Individual who recently joined us.
Stan. By the way.
Stan?
Yeah, Stan. Stan the man.
Where'd he come from?
I don't know.
Apparently he used the elevator after he saw us use it. Apparently he just saw us do it. I was curious. That's what he told me. Not that I necessarily believe him.
Well, has he tried to do anything weird?
Yeah, I think he's messing with the power thing.
The what?
Oh god, he's done it in versus entire form!
I think he already did that.
Oh.
You then see
Well, not
Pinky
the whole
just,
thing. But...
You then see Pinky just running. It's like, I'm not having the security system try to kill me again!
he wanted privacy.
I just remembered. I left my dagger in the ceiling. No, go get that.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'm gonna leave before I hear shouting.
I'll be right behind you. I just need to get that.
So, Anarche, whereabouts are you going? Are you going back to where the orb is, or?
I assume the orb wants contemplation. Actually, you know what? I will, because there's a couple of other rooms back there, isn't there? There's just the one with the blood trail leads to the.
Yeah, so you can go to the one, but it basically, as I said, there's a kitchen, set of bathrooms, communal showers, resting place. So basically,
Damn it.
all of the four
Do
things.
I try the showers here? Are they as good as the ones at the last one?
Again, it's up to you.
Alright, do the showers.
Meanwhile, with Pinky, Pinky goes in and sees you doing what exactly, Stan?
Kind of just laying on the floor, looking at this orb, like I guess. I'm looking up at the orb from the floor, just chilling underneath its glow.
So that's the power core, huh?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be quite useful.
Why are you lying down, holding your wrist?
No reason.
Okay, so why don't we just pick it? Oh wait, I'm assuming that if you touch it, the security system will go off, right?
I would not touch it.
Trust me, I'm not going to. If you're currently holding your arm, and the last time that I saw Fletcher, he basically had a huge bandage around one of his hands, yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere near that thing.
Let me try something.
She stands back, waiting to see what you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and transform my arm.
Which one?
The one which has messed up my hand.
Fair. What will you transform it into?
I'll try and transform into a cybernetic. Awesome. Yep, good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of bone, such as becomes an arm too large for my frame currently, but I could still use it. Yeah, a Buron cybernetic arm, which I use to pull myself up off of the floor.
Fair.
Okay. I'm gonna try and just pick up the pillar now.
Okay. Roll, I guess, labor to like break it out of the floor.
Big strong arm. Go.
Stronger writer. Ah. As you
My
go
rolls have been very interesting.
they've been very odd. There's not a single consistent roll you've had yet. As you go to lift it, you realize that the arm is now pushing your entire body down. You're like, what? What's
This
happening?
is working.
Do you need some help?
No.
So, what exactly does this thing do? I mean, it's floating, but you said that you couldn't touch it, right?
Well, if I can get it out of there and have a little more time, I can Probably program it to power my stuff.
Okay, well, first of all, that level of power is a little bit stupid. Second, wouldn't it make sense for us to do it with whatever it's currently being held by if we were to just, I don't know, break the material off?
What do you mean by that?
Well, we don't exactly know what this stuff is made of, but what if we just break it? See if it falls.
Just break it off of the floor.
She then takes a gun out. I guess I could always just shoot it free so you can lift it.
I don't really want you to do
3, 2, 1, go. As I will try to see how well her rolls go.
Oh, please no. Piggy's gonna kill us all.
As she shoots 3 separate bullets into the bottom, just underneath the Buron hand that is currently holding this pillar. Do. Crack, crack, shatter, as you're now holding this thing with no other weight but the stuff above it. It does not barely weigh anything other than a pillar. As your arm is shaky a little bit, you notice that the orb follows the tip of this pillar.
Yeah, that's good.
So, that's cool. However, I think that personally we should use it to power the island. If this thing has the ability of some kind of gravity power, doesn't that make sense that we'd use it to power the island?
I don't really know what you're talking about, but it sounds ridiculous.
Well, why don't we at least see if the rest of the group votes for it, considering you didn't really know the rest of the group.
All I'm saying is, I don't think it's going to be that hard to power. You don't need to use this.
No, trust me. You'd be surprised what we would need. Besides, I think I might have something for you if you're interested in cybernetics. Little bit of trade secrets.
Maybe I can replicate this.
Hopefully. Suddenly you notice the entire room begins getting darker as all of the lights begin to disappear. Uh-oh, that can't be good. We need to go. Now. As Anarka, you're halfway through your shower, and suddenly the water just stops. The light is gone from the room. You are in pitch black darkness.
Just with a sigh, clicks his fingers and an orb of light will just appear above his head.
Fair.
He'll just walk out and start getting changed.
You then just hear, Anarke!
Yeah.
We removed the orb, but we need to kind of get out of here. The place is shutting down.
No, I'm
And
getting
also-
dressed. Give me a second.
It also means that maybe some other things might be shutting down around here.
Anarke walks out with like the bottom of his gi done, currently doing the top. Alright.
As the rest of you head off and catch back up with Fletcher and the orb, the lot of you are now standing in the main room where the elevator was. As you attempt to try and call it down, nothing happens, as now you are in pitch black darkness, except from one orb of light that is generated by an arcade, and one orb that is currently sticking at the top of some kind of stalagmite.
Can you keep that away from me? I don't want to lose my other hand.
This could be a useful weapon.
I mean, as long as you don't drop it and completely inverses the whole known universe.
Not possible.
I don't think that's
Oh, good. Thanks. That's at least put my mind at ease.
The Masters created it with a certain amount of centrifugal force as well as gyroscopic manipulation. The only way that this thing could be actually used in such a way is if it was still attached to that. But as soon as it's thrown or launched off of it, it will find the nearest gravitational pull, and then be able to defy it, so that therefore it will not destroy whatever it touches.
Yep. That's neat. Well,
I'm
I
guessing
guess.
this could be used for the island then.
Well, I mean, to be fair, actually, I guess Finders Keepers would technically be yours, Fletcher's. But he is the one holding it at the moment. So.
You can have it.
I'm just saying, if we use it for the island, this thing is pretty powerful, and let's be honest, this place seems a little bit bigger than the entirety of the island.
Well, hang on. That's a bit unfair. I assume you also want to use this. You have more understanding than any of us on the subject, right?
Well, figured out in time.
Okay.
My head's a bit fuzzy, actually.
I could heal you if you'd like.
It's not really that good.
Right, I get what you mean. Well, quick thing then. How about a trade? It goes on the island, but you can have free access to this at any point, any time. Use it for what you'd like to. Yeah, do any experiments on it. Just stays on the island. Is that fair?
I don't really know where this island is.
It's near the land of the sunken moon. It was I still really need to rename it. It was Jotun Gel Island.
Why am I
We can
on
brainstorm
Jail
tonight.
Island.
Sorry, what did you say?
Why are you living on a jail island?
Well, I kind of took it over, and I got permission from the Emperor to have it, so sort of building an area, put it to more use because it was just a prison, and might as well use it for something more. And one of that happens to be a fighting arena, so that I can bring people to it. The floating island thing is a mixture of more to bring attention, and I'm going to be honest, I kind of just want to do it.
So Anarche, this would probably be the best time for you to use one of your portals.
You know, I don't really feel it today, you know? It's just...
I can phase us up.
I'll use portals.
Yeah, I kind of don't have a hand to hold on to. Staff works though.
To above where, because the elevator went back up, so I just send us back to where the thing would be.
Okay. As you walk through the strange portal, you eventually get out onto topside. Okay. So, should we look at the tower, or should we get back to the land of the sunken moon?
Well, that's down to you, then. I mean...
I'm here to look around.
Alright, well then, I guess I want to explore the tower, so we should probably do that. Oh, down to you as well. Do you want to still carry that thing, or do you want to put it in my pocket dimension? Understandable if not, but...
You have a pocket dimension.
Technically 2. I just split it in half.
I'll carry it around.
Fair enough. Alright, to the tower, I guess.
As you begin walking up the very long, arduous stairs, you eventually get to the top. This thing looks like a really weird Aztec building, and there is a large box made of stone, looking very familiar at this point. I believe this one's all yours.
I guess I go and open the box.
As you go and place your hands on it, and infuse it with willpower, it begins opening it up again. This time, another orb appears, floating. Immediately, it begins to look around, and then, as a big pink light goes over all of you, an iris appears on it. It looks over at Gamma Omega. Ah, Gamma Omega, it is good to see you, friend. Or should I say, certain acquaintance. As for the rest of you, welcome. It is good to meet you, Anarche, Fletcher Mototame, Stan, or Steve, and Pinky. These are the names that you would claim yourselves to have. Welcome. My name is Alpha Zeta.
Nice to meet you.
So AZ.
AC. This is a particular type of nickname that you have given me based on your normal proclivities. I will take them with great kindness. Now, it seems as though that I've scanned your minds and I've found out some very interesting and also very troubling information. It seems as though you currently own and possess not only one, but once had and owned, as well as read, one of the Animite tales. Is this correct?
Yes. Very light reading, though.
Light reading indeed. You do not have many of the secrets from it. However, you currently own one of our power cores from Installation 077, and you also currently own the powers of the Animite Tome of Physics. This object in your possession is incredibly dangerous. However, you must possess some kind of level of intellect, as well as capabilities to open up the boxes. So you must have some shared prowess from our original creators. So for now, I shall adjourn with you, if that does, of course, please you.
I mean, it's down to you. We seem to have a knack of picking up people, so feel free.
We are not people, but I understand the sentiment.
So Stan, more exploring or?
More exploring.
More exploring it is.
This orb is weird. And that is where we shall end this session.
Ah.
So, a lot has happened in this episode. It has been very odd. But, nevertheless, thank you very much for listening. As always, this has been the Dev Plays, the Crucible of Avarice campaign of the Animite Tales tabletop RPG. Thank you very much for listening, and as always, have a wonderful night.
Peace.